to have fun. And, of course, this weekend, if we had a Derby party, we'd go to it, but we don't have one, so I'll sit at home with my Derby outfit on and have a mint julep and watch the Derby myself.
I'm putting my khaki slacks on and buttoned up with my tie just because
last year when
I was I bought it. I'm going to wear it more than once, so I'm going to put it on.
Good idea. So looking forward to the Derby. We'll talk more about that as we did yesterday with Augie Reiner Jr. and our expert Michael Compton, who gave us his picks yesterday along with Augie, similar to each other, I might add, not too much along the lines of mine. And on the program today, we're going to touch upon an event that I think is really, if you've never been there, you probably ought to check it out. I go to it every year. It never disappoints, especially if you want to do something nice for Mother's Day. It's a great family event. It's called Symphony of the Stars, and, of course, it's out at Muni, known as Muni. Of course, it's Ocala Golf Course. And Julie McCammon is here to talk. She's the coach here. She'll be telling us about that, probably how to get our tickets and all that kind of information, et cetera. Want to get your chairs, too, so we'll ask the co-chair about the chairs, too, as well. And, Tom, we're going to come back and do a little rewind on the story about the angry folks about the veteran who was a fraud posing as a fallen soldier, which we'll get to in a moment. A couple other headlines real quick. I found this quite interesting. Orlando last year led the nation in the most profitable housing market for property flippers.
Wow.
How about that? In a down market. They led the nation. So somebody's making money off of that. And we'll touch upon that Orlando Sentinel story. And then we'll get into all of our stuff with Derby names. I got a bunch of stuff on Derby names. We got our Derby names. We've got the field for you today. We'll tell you what Rick Pitino said about how is he excited about being in the Derby. We'll also talk about the weather, the draw. Of course, we've got the usual tweets and quotes. And Laurie Martin Gregory is back from Boston. She just texted me. She'll be calling us at 4:15. It's time for the summer movie season. So we'll find out what's on the agenda. We know that next week is, of course, The Great Gatsby with the big extravaganza at the Marion Theater. But other movies coming, I'm sure she'll have a bead on all those. And, of course, nothing complete without tweets and quotes, which we'll have in the Sports Hour. We'll be joined by Josh LaSalva, and he will take us around the world of local high school sports. Mike DeRocco from ESPN Gator Nation will catch up with him on the comments from the head coach of the Florida Gators, Will Muschamp, who says he's optimistic about this team coming up this year. We'll look at NASCAR, maybe some 5 most memorable crashes at Talladega. And, of course, we'll top it off with Joe Williams. I can't wait to hear his comments about Texas A&M increasing the size of its stadium to 102,000. Joe, not a big fan of the Aggies.
No, not at all.
We'll talk to Joe about that. So, Tom, I know you got a busy week, and you're getting ready also for next week's journey up to Ponte Vedra for the Players' Championship, which we'll have Teddy Potter playing in, and you'll be reporting there live. I'll be at the Marion Theater next Friday with the cops. Ask the cops, both the sheriff and the chief of police, and we'll be broadcasting live from the Marion Theater as we prepare for the extravaganza. I think we might have the traffic stuff under control with Sheriff Blair and Chief Graham being right there with us.
I think so.
Taken care of.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah. So,
and if not, you may have some 20s type gangsters with Tommy guns and all.
Could have. Right down the street.
Maybe able to handle that.
Yeah,
too.
we handle that. By the way, a couple of points I want to make. We'll talk about them later. You spotted something today downtown that really bothered you, and because of what happened in Boston.
I certainly did.
I don't know what the result of that was. I won't even ask you about it. We'll talk about it after we come back from our guest. And I want to tell you about, you hear the little whispers about things sometimes, and you begin to get a feeling about something. I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling and hearing about Chris Blair and the grand jury. And I don't have any hard facts. I just have a lot of whispers, a lot of thoughts, and I'll tell you what I think about that. Of course, the grand jury's been in panel. The story, if you've been reading in the Star Banner, resolving around the presentment, which was supposed to be sealed till 15 days. Now they're saying it could be less. Maybe we'll have it before next Friday when we broadcast the show, and Sheriff Blair will be able to elaborate at that time about whatever he wants to elaborate on. So I'm just saying, if he hadn't done anything wrong, he'd probably like to talk about it, I think.
Yeah, when is this going to go away?
Well,
we said this on numerous occasions on this program.
Yep.
it seemed like somebody just had it out for the sheriff long before he became sheriff. And usually, you know, I'm not the most intelligent guy in the world, but usually,
no, that would be me.
When people are trying to sully someone's reputation or everything, it's a lot of times because they don't want that person to find out things they did. Mm-hmm. So they put the spotlight on that person to get it off of themselves.
Could be. You know what? And I'm not going to say too much about this because I'm going to admit that Chris is a friend.
He is.
Chris is a friend of this show, and he's on this show. So I'm going to remain neutral on it. But I'm going to say, if you take a sniff, it smells a little like politics. It smells a little bit like an agenda. It's like you said, that somebody's got something they don't want to get out, and it's like they're being on the offensive. However, I have no facts, and I can't really.
No, that's just the feeling I get.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll find out what the deal is, and I'm sure nobody will be happier than the sheriff
to get it behind him and
move on and do the things he wants to do, which is law enforcement. All right, time to take a break. We come back, we'll talk about that big party at Uni. It's called Symphony of the Stars. The co-chair is going to be here, Julie McMahon. She's also going to tell us how to get a chair, which I want to know. It's important to have a chair at Symphony of the Stars. Take a break after this timeout on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
This reprise of Ask the Cops is proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
Situations in the state where we got the city police department, we got the county sheriff, and we got the state patrol. Hypothetically speaking, let's say the state patrol is chasing a bank robber with a hostage into Marion County, into the city of Ocala, and they take hostage someplace. How is it determined what department would make the ultimate decisions on what to do to solve the situation?
What we do in a situation like that where there's a joint response is we institute what's known as incident command, and it's a joint command basically of the situation. Normally the agency that started the incident is overall in charge of it, but it's going to depend on what happens once it gets there. The leaders on the scene that night, the watch commander, the supervisors from whatever agencies get together and they implement that incident command, and that's how those decisions are made.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
On Mondays, AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will have a guest host in the studio. Robin, who is it?
Ooh, not sure. It's a surprise. Open for debate, where both sides of one issue will be debated.
And then Margaret Ayucolano is coming on. She's a former foster child spokeswoman for the Duffels for Kids and a founder of Angels for Foster Kids.
Sergeant Brian Anderson is an Iraq war veteran. He's a triple amputee, awarded the Purple Heart. He is coming in to speak about his book, No Turning Back, one man's inspiring true story of courage, determination, and hope.
And then Matt Gibbs will be answering your automobile questions on auto repair with personal care. Matt comes in from Sunrise Automotive.
Air all of your political concerns with U.S. Representative Richard Nugent.
And then Dr. Dudley Seth Danoff is coming on. He's the president and founder of the Cedars-Sinai Tower Urology Medical Group in Los Angeles. He's written the book, Penis Power. He's coming on to talk about ways to banish stress from the bedroom. All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Attention U.S. veterans, if you're looking for work, you don't want to miss Workforce Connections Job Fair on Wednesday, May 8th. And in honor of your service, you will receive early admission. The job fair takes place at the College of Central Florida's Klein Center in Ocala. You'll be able to apply for jobs, tour the new mobile resource unit, and learn about Workforce Connection services. To learn more, visit us at workforceConnectionFL.com. Workforce Connection, your employment solution, starts here.
Hi, I'm Ernie Sprantz. Join me weekday mornings at 10:50 for Report to Consumers. Consumer news you can use from your hometown station. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
This is Tom Spitz for this news update live from Gateway Bank. According to ocala.com, a 5-year legislative fight to ban texting while driving on Florida roadways ended Thursday when the Senate sent a texting ban, Senate Bill 52, to Governor Rick Scott. The final 39-1 vote came after a last-minute controversy emerged this week when the House attached an amendment to the bill. On Thursday, Senator Nancy Diedert, a Republican from Venice, Florida, she sponsored the bill, agreed to accept the House amendment rather than jeopardize the passage of the bill. This news break has been brought to you by Gateway Bank, your new old-fashioned bank. Join Buddy today and every Friday for Community Gazette Day at Gateway Bank.
Action speaks louder than word, and I'm a man with a great experience. I know you got you another man.
Welcome back to the Community Gazette Hour, 3 hours actually, at Gateway Bank. There's an event coming up. It's one of my favorite we have around here. I've been to it almost every year for the last 5 years with our family, my nephews and grandnephews and nieces. And it's really kind of a great night for Ocalans, where you get to go and not only hear good music, see fireworks, but mingle. People come and they sit around like an old-fashioned picnic on blankets and in chairs, and they sort of hang out. And it's just kind of a neat, nothing quite like it in Ocala or Marion County. So I'm going to be there, and you probably should be too. But let's find out what's happening, and let's talk to the person who's in charge or co-in charge. She's right now crossing her fingers and hoping the weather's going to be good, as we all do, because I don't want to take a dead gum umbrella out there. Julie McMahon, I'll get it right. McCammon, I'll get it right. Yeah, McCammon. I want to say McMahon, but it's McCammon. Got it written down there. McCammon, co-chair, mother of 3 boys, including 2 twins. Wow, you got a full plate.
I do. It's fun.
I know you love your children, as we all do. How do you find the time to do what you do and take care of 3 kids? 10, and what? 10, 10, and 12. Wow.
And because I have a supportive husband, and it keeps my brain going and excited, and it is volunteer work. So if something happens with them, we say they're number one still.
Yes. So FAFO is a sponsor behind this, puts it all together, and you're involved in FAFO. You're the co-chair of this event. FAFO, of course, is a wonderful organization which brings arts to our community and gets behind things like this, raises money. Tell me first about FAFO. We'll talk about that, and we'll get to the event.
Okay. FAFO is Fine Arts for Ocala, and we like to bring arts to Ocala. And, you know, I hear people complain there's not enough culture here in Ocala. Mm-hmm. So that's what we do. We help bring culture to Ocala. Mm-hmm. And we've been doing Symphony Under the Stars for many years now. It's been a great success. And then this is our fundraiser for the FAFO art show that's always at the end of October. And the exciting news about that is bringing it back downtown.
I know. So, I'm excited. I'm a downtown guy, and I love that.
Me too. And the city has been so supportive about having us come down and, you know, really been helpful.
Isn't Jenny Pope wonderful?
She is, and Melissa Townsend has really done a lot.
She does a great job of Discovery Center and the things she does. She has kids all summer. including ours.
Oh, good.
Yeah, great job. So FAFO puts it on.
Correct.
And let's talk about the events for people who've never been. The music, what it is, and about what is the lay of the land, and just for someone who's never been before, explain to them what is the Symphony Under the Stars.
Symphony Under the Stars is a great Ocala tradition. It's out on Muni, Ocala Golf Club, and people, they just say it's just something they do every year on Mother's Day. It's a really nice way to close out Mother's Day each year, and basically gates open at 6 o'clock. The music starts at 7, and
Ocala Symphony Orchestra.
Ocala Symphony Orchestra. We hire them, and they always do a fabulous job. And Paulette Milhorn, who's someone who has really been the steering person.
But she dropped the ball today. She's on my list. Paulette, if you're out there listening, you're on my list, lady.
No.
I'd like to kid her.
I know. No, she was so sad not to be able to be here, but miscommunication. She didn't know her. She would have done everything she could to be here. She loves Buddy Martin.
I'm holding her personally responsible for dissing me. I'm taking it personal.
You shouldn't. But her description of the event is basically at 3 p.m. People still like to golf. They still are out on the course.
You can't turn the golf course over to people. They got to play their game.
Of course not. But at 3 o'clock, when everyone is supposed to be off the golf course, it closes, is when, boom, we all start coming in. And she describes it as like an umbrella opening, and everything comes up and just gets together really fast. So the symphony people come in, party time comes in, and they put out all their cool tents, and then food vendors come, and Mojo's is doing lots of food there. They are our main food people. We'll also have Brewster's. Everyone likes to have ice cream at a picnic. Mm-hmm. And then new this year is Chelsea's Coffee, so that people can have coffee. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to have another downtown business, Corkscrew, will be there selling their wine, both by the glass or by the bottle. And
I know, I've been in that place. You can get your own label in there if you want.
Yes, I went there last night for the first time for a real party.
Cool place.
It was really fun. Bottling.
Bottling your own stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Is Angie Lewis hanging there? Because she's always in there. We can't get her out of these bars. I don't know what it is. That's one of her favorite places.
It's neat. Well, Joe and Kelly are super sweet. But so they'll be there, and then Cone Distributing, they always provide the beer for us, which is really nice. And then Palm Chevrolet is our biggest sponsor, so he will be passing out, Craig will be passing out or distributing ice cream sandwiches, and they'll have a bunch of cars from Palm there, and so.
And the children get these little glow-in-the-dark things a lot of times. You can buy them or they give them away. I forget what
they do have that often, but yeah, so basically, gates open at 6 o'clock, people come out, they put out their blankets, and they
You better get there and stake your territory out.
Right. You get there, stake your territory out.
Now, is the pavilion, is the band behind the pond or in front of the pond, or exactly what?
Okay, it's a little bit of a change, but basically, and I'm directionally challenged, but
Me too.
I think the back of them are going, the back of the symphony will be like on 36th Avenue, sort of, and then facing that way. So we're hoping
so they're going to be on the south side then.
If that's what you say,
36,
I believe
you're
you.
back in the 36. You'd be facing north, and your back would be to the south.
Wait, because our hope was that this year we have like a horseshoe.
That's not right.
A horseshoe around the lake, which we're hoping will give us a little bit more, real estate there for people to lay out their blankets, and then the kids can go play and have fun. And
that's the thing that they like.
It is. They love it, and you can bring a big picnic or your own wine, but we also hope that you purchase it from our great vendors.
Mm-hmm. Good plug. Nice plug. And let's think about this for a second.
Okay.
We're heading east, and we turn right on 36. So we're actually you're backing up to the east, and they're facing the west. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. That's now that I think about it. So.
And as you get there, it'll be very obvious, and the crowds will all be walking together.
Yeah.
What's new this year that I think is pretty exciting, a couple things. One is we can take credit cards.
Oh.
So, now
you want to buy them before you get there. You don't want to, right?
Ideally, that is really what we hope. Those lines are going to be shorter.
Oh, yeah.
You can just walk right in. You don't have to stand
How do you get them?
You can. Well, there are several vendors. You can go to FAFO.org. Everybody that's listening, if you go to FAFO.org, you can find it all out. It lists all of our locations where advanced purchase tickets are. Or you can go to FAFO.org again, and actually there's a PayPal right on there. And with the PayPal, you can use your credit card. That you don't just have to have a PayPal account.
How much are they?
They are, this year, we're saying you save $5 if you buy them ahead of time, because it's $15 for adults, and then for children that are 6 to 12, it's $5. So children 6 and under are free. So, but then if you don't purchase them ahead of time, it's $20 per adult.
I'd better be getting my tickets online.
I know, and it's a big jump. It's a $5 difference.
Especially if you got like 10 people you're bringing.
Exactly, and some people do have like 10 people that they bring. They like to do it as Mother Day gifts, and they bring the whole family, or sometimes businesses.
Well, that's a good reason to get the tickets and put them in a card for your Mother's Day gift that day and say, here, this is your Mother's gift.
Right. I
got all that figured out after all these years. Yeah.
Good.
Now,
I have some tickets for you, buddy.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you. By the way, Julie McCammon is our guest. She's a co-chair of the event. Give me the inside scoop. Now, where does the McCammon fan go? Where are they going to go? Where are they going to sit? Give me what are the choice places. Let the secrets out. Let the people know the inside. Where do you put your blanket? Come on now.
Well, what's funny is my husband doesn't come to the event.
Well, but you do, and you take your children, right?
I actually don't take my children.
Don't take them. Listen to you, lady.
So do as I say, not as I do.
I got you. Want me to come take care of them for you?
That'd be great. That may actually work, because my neighbors are going to go. But see, I have to get there so early at 3.
Yeah.
And then us, the FAFO board, we stay till everything is cleaned up. It is a work event. We're usually there till about 9 or 9:30, because we want to respect the golf course and respect that the city allows us to be there. So we clean it up. But I would say the best real estate would be maybe right across the lake from the symphony. Well, it also depends on what you want. If you want to be close to the beer and wine, you could stake them out.
But I'm thinking also, if you're backed up to the north and you're sitting and watching to your left, the fireworks will probably be in front of you across the lake, so you can see the fireworks better. It'd be an open spot there for you. I don't know.
Well, but I think almost anywhere where people go, fireworks you can see everywhere, and then, the sound is going to be there. Our MC this year is Dave Feckman.
Dave Feckman's a good man.
Yeah, I think he'll do a nice job. I think you would have done a good job, too.
Oh, well, thank you. That's kind of you. But Dave does that better. He's good at that.
Dave would have been much better. Dave's
much better. Much better. You got the right guy. Yeah.
And another
I want to
thing...
go and enjoy it. I don't want to have to work.
Good.
I talk for a living. I want to go
That's
sit
right. You want to go sit and win. And then Jeff Dillon's going to come around and do some filming, so that maybe we'll have a commercial eventually, or some kind of footage that we could put on our website for the future. Progress Energy is also, now Duke Energy is a sponsor. And MRMC, they're going to be there teaching people how to give CPR. They'll have
we almost had Duke Energy and Duke Hospital. Would that have been something?
That would have been.
It would have been North Carolina.
I know. Now we need the Tar Heels.
All the Tar Heel fans would be very upset about that.
I certainly would be.
You had a question for Julie?
If you're going out for this event, is there enough parking right there at Muni, or what are the alternatives there?
It's a secret. I'm not letting it out of the bag, though. I know a secret place, but I'm not going to reveal it.
Because I play a lot of golf at Muni, and that parking lot,
right,
4,000 people. That parking lot is not big enough to hold that.
Right, that parking lot. There's also across the street parking. There's Center Point Church parking.
I would recommend that's what you do, because don't forget, you got to get out.
Right,
that's the ticket. So get where you can get out.
Right. So
tip insider's tip
right.
from the man who
knows
this stuff.
Parking. That's the first thing. That's the main reason why I've never been to the event.
Really?
The old Beef O'Brady's. That's where you park.
What's that?
The old Beef O'Brady's.
The old Beef O'Brady's. That's right. It's not. It's not open anymore. There's plenty of parking.
Right, all around there are places to park. Don't let that hold you up, because once you're there, because people say that about us moving downtown, they're worried about the parking.
Yeah.
But think about
there's plenty of parking downtown.
There is. I mean, think about you get 20,000 people up at Light Up Ocala. You know, there really are, and the city. You know, we're going to try to do a good job to let people understand where all this parking is.
Trust me on this. Working with the Marion Theaters I have for a year and a half,
right.
I have heard people complain about the parking enough, okay?
Right.
And I know that it means you might have to walk 2 blocks.
Right.
But, hey, come on now.
Right. That exercise is good for all of us. And
it's great where they put the symphony at Muni.
Well, she's just said they're going to move it this year a little bit.
Just a little bit.
But not
a lot.
Right.
You're fine.
And they're going to put it back on number 8 on the other side. So I'm on number 13.
Put it on 13 back there. Back there, yeah. Put it over there. Put it in the middle of the fairway on 13.
Yeah, sure.
The other thing for people to know that we are going to have there is a silent auction. Last year we didn't have a silent auction.
What time is that going to take place?
Well, okay, so the gates open at 6, and then the event actually starts at 7, and then intermission is when it'll close.
Oh, and what time? Oh, so the silent auction closes then.
Correct.
But where is it going to be so you can get to it? The clubhouse?
It will be, no, it's going to be out there also. There will be porta potties. It won't be near the porta potties, hopefully, but just so people know, porta potties, and then, but there will be like a large silent auction area, and we're going to try to have all the food vendors all together.
Lots of art for sale.
Lots of art for sale. I mean, because artists, you know, they donate pieces to us after the art show, and so this is a way for you
Good
to.
Cause.
We're even going to have like $10, $20 grab bags. So.
All right.
And then I haven't even told you the theme of the symphony.
Please do. I was going to ask you. That's the final question. Go.
And this is absolutely fabulous for Buddy Martin.
All right, let me guess. It's not the Beatles.
No, but that'd be a good one.
It's not. Let's see. What are my favorite bands? It's not Sinatra. It's not the one we're getting. Not the Rolling Stones. So what is it?
You're giving us some good ideas for the future.
No,
though.
not really. Those are not good ideas.
It is Night at the Movies.
Hey, how about that?
So just
Hollywood tunes, show tunes.
Just a little taste of some things. I
can see it right now. It's just setting up Showtime on Broadway.
Oh yeah,
you know
that'd be great. We've got Bond. Matthew Wardell he's the conductor.
He's brilliant, friend, and young too, by the way.
Yes, he is. He's a neighbor of mine, and he has a great program. But Pink Panther, Annie, Les Mis, Sound of Music, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Stuff.
Yeah, Muppets. So
Muppets.
We tried to have stuff for young children,
all kids there.
women, and men.
And men.
So.
Okay, works for me. I guess there's no Hank Williams in there or anything like that at all. I'm just kidding. Well, Julie, thanks for coming in and updating us. It's going to be a fabulous night.
Thank you.
And we will stay in touch. If anything happens between now and then we should know about, we will love to get a call from you to update us. Otherwise, it's Sunday, May 10th.
May 12th.
12th, I'm sorry. What is
Sunday, May 12th.
Sunday, May 12th. That's right.
Just
Why do I
remember
have May
Mother's
10th in
Day.
my brain? What's happening May 10th?
Something.
What's happening May 10th?
That's when.
I know what it is. May 10th, I'm at the Marion Theater.
That's right.
I had May 10th ingrained in my brain.
So what a great weekend, Marion Theater.
On Friday night, you come down to the great Gatsby extravaganza,
right?
Block party, and then Sunday you take Mom out to the Symphony of the Stars.
The whole weekend, the theme is the movies.
How about that? That's a wonderful idea. We should have had this as a whole. We should have had this together package. See, we missed the boat. It's all about Hollywood weekend in Ocala.
A package deal.
Gosh, we could have done that. But oh well.
Yeah.
Next year maybe.
Right.
Hey, thanks a lot. Great stuff.
Thank you,
Good
buddy.
luck to
You do a great job.
Well,
thank you, Tom.
So do you. Thank you. Julie McCammon, she's the co-chair. She didn't tell us how to get a chair, but I think it's got something to do with party time.
FAFO.org.
FAFO.org. Get a chair. You'll need one. Thanks, Julie. We'll take a break. We'll come back and talk to Tom about a story that disturbed him earlier this week about a fraudulent fallen soldier, which a lot of people are upset about, who was discovered supposedly after 44 years in the jungle. And then it's time to start talking about the Derby. Derby Talk Part 1, our names of horses. We'll talk about the picks. We may even get our picks from yesterday with Augie Glenn Jr., Michael Compton, JJ, whoever was there. And JJ wins the naming contest.
JJ did. But I got Kentucky Derby foods. You know I try to turn everything to food.
Yes, you do.
I got good Kentucky Derby food.
All right, sounds good to me. We'll take a break, come back, and you'll hear us right here again on Gateway Bank on Community Gazette Day, right here on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. Streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. A power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that the important medical research that's being done here right now will impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't know that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. And you can be part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception. We'd like to send an opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Want to quit smoking? Volunteers should be between the ages 18 and 75, current smokers who smoke 10 or more cigarettes a day and are motivated to quit smoking. Qualified participants receive study-related material care and may be compensated for their time. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
If you're looking for work, then you don't want to miss Workforce Connections Job Fair on Wednesday, May 8th from 8:30 a.m. to noon at the College of Central Florida's Klein Center in Ocala. Find out about career opportunities and learn about Workforce Connection services. There is no charge to attend, but registration is required. You can get all the details at workforceconnectionfl.com or by calling us toll-free at 1-800-434-JOBS. Workforce Connection, your employment solution, starts here.
Hi, I'm Fran Tarkenton, former NFL quarterback and member of the Hall of Fame. I know the importance of a game plan. A plan is the key to your success as well. Join me on Common Sense Retirement Planning Sunday at 10 a.m. on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM The Source. And call us at 855-770-7926 for a free consultation with my financial professional in your area. See you on the radio 10 a.m. Sunday here on WOCA.
Don't get caught in the dark. Call Tri-County Generators, LLC first at 1-800-622-1957, your authorized Generac dealer. Tri-County Generators are there when you need them with new generators for home standby, commercial, RV, and portable generators. They also service your existing systems. Now is the time to act. Be prepared before you have an emergency. Call Mike Gant today at 1-800-622-1957. That's 1-800-622-1957 for Tri-County Generators.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
WOCA. Feel poor and look like nothing's gonna come my way. So I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay.
Hi, welcome back to Community Gazette Day. On a Friday, Gateway Bank, everybody getting ready to get ready for the weekend. A little bit damp out this weekend. Not sure the forecast. Hopefully it won't be too bad, but we do need the rain. Always glad to have that. Coming up at 4:15, Laurie Martin Gregory, back from Boston, and she's going to give us a rundown on the movies, which are the summer season kicking off next week. The Great Gatsby at the Marion Theater. Of course, you heard Julie McCammon talking about the Symphony of the Stars with the Hollywood theme, so that's going to be fun. And, of course, don't forget, it's Derby Day, and Saturday is the day that they run for the roses, and we've got it all right here at Derby Central. You got a horse? You need to have a horse if you're going to get in the Derby. You need to get in a spirit. And we're going to have to tell you what our horses are. Meanwhile, before we do that, Tom is still angry about this story about a fraudulent guy who's posing as a fallen soldier, and he wants to talk about it again.
It's because you had the story earlier this week about the soldier that had been found after 44 years, and all he could speak was Vietnamese, and he couldn't speak English and everything, but that he had been in Laos and he had been shot down. His helicopter had been shot down. Well, it's all a lie. The man claiming to be Sergeant John Hartley is actually a Vietnamese citizen of French descent, Dang Tan Ngoc, 76. He has a history of pretending to be U.S. Army veterans. After news of his discovery surfaced Tuesday, following production of a documentary film claiming the elderly man living in the jungle is Robertson, the U.S. military started looking into it, and they said, we've had this guy under investigation before, the same guy. He fooled y'all. He lied to y'all. It's not accurate. And now he said, yeah, I'm not the guy. What kind of scumbag does that?
The guys who are fraudulent.
If I was the U.S. government, I would get in touch with the Vietnamese government, have him shipped over here and prosecute him under U.S. law.
Well, that's tough to do, I think.
Or just turn him over to some veterans group and let them handle it.
I know, slap him upside the head, I understand.
No, they'd probably take an M1 rifle and do something else to it.
That's all we want to do. We need some more people with guns shooting people. That'd be good, too. But the point is, it is a nasty thing, and it's the kind of thing that makes your blood boil. And, when it comes to people who are fraudulent and they want to get something out of it, they don't really care who they hurt. They don't really care what lie they tell. They don't care who they dishonor. It doesn't matter to them. They have no conscience. Therefore, how could it matter?
But and it was just to be in a movie. He didn't even get any money from this or anything. He just likes fooling people. That's just...
It's kind of like how we do every day from 3 to 6.
A lot like that.
Yeah.
But we don't do it to veterans.
But not as a veteran.
We don't defame a veteran's
We
name.
actually fake being talk show hosts.
Yeah, we don't fake being a sergeant in the Green Berets that was presumed dead.
Although I'm kind of liking that now that you brought it up. I would like that. Wouldn't be bad for me to see.
Well, I mean, the movie with John Wayne was a great movie.
Yeah. I'm thinking I might fit that role. Anyway.
Although, Turner colorized it on. I didn't really like it.
Didn't like it after that. Well, speaking of movies, talk to Laurie a little bit about what she's got coming up on her movies, and we'll get that information. Meanwhile, I got to get to the Derby, man. You know how much I love the Derby? Back in the day, when I was a young sports writer, there were certain things you always loved. One was college bowl games before they had the playoff. One was certainly the Masters, and one was the Derby. Those are the three big things I used to love to cover as a young sports writer. And the Derby, of course, is still one of my favorite things.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, well, it's overrated from the standpoint of being there, from the standpoint of partying, from my standpoint. I mean, I always work, but it's a wonderful spectacle. Everybody ought to go one time and be a part of it. Of course, the tickets are priced now at the point where it's ridiculous.
Well, I hear the infield's just ridiculous.
Well, the infield is... The first thing you do when you go there as a young writer is you go to the infield and write about all the stuff you see. It looks like Woodstock.
You could actually write about some of the stuff you saw there?
Oh, yeah.
Some of it you could write about, too.
You walk up, it's like Woodstock. It was like Woodstock when I went there. It really was like that.
Wow.
But anyway, but let's get to the point here, which is let's start with naming. And, JJ, when we get those picks up, let me know.
We're ready to go with the picks.
All right, hang on to that for a second. Remember the names we had yesterday, JJ? We had... I said ocala bread, B-R-E-A-D bread.
I said Spangler's Revenge.
I got it written down here. I know what you said, and JJ said Snellenberger.
Ding, 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 ding.
And we agreed that Snellenberger was the best one of all for a Miami fan, who roots for a team that's always in trouble with the NCAA. Just kidding, JJ. That's a good name.
Can't argue with that.
No, but he did single-handedly save Miami football.
Correct.
So that would be a good way to honor him. So we got the names out of the way. Now I got a list of some of the worst names that they're fake, but SB Nation, they did this list of terrible names.
Right.
How you like some of these bad names? Big Bill Hell's Glue Horse. I have no idea.
That's terrible.
I have no idea what to tell me. Sea Trisket.
Sea Trisket.
Like
That's pretty good.
Here's one. I don't know who this is. Fred. Parentheses, owner Fred.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I thought I'd say Todd, which would be who, JJ?
I have no idea.
Who is always hollering the name of Todd McShay?
Oh, Todd McShay?
Yes. Todd. Did you not see the satire they did on him?
No.
No.
Okay, never mind then. I thought that'd be an obvious one.
What was it, Mel Kiper?
Yeah, Mel Kiper.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so Todd. You guys just don't get this humor. I'm just saying that right now. Here's one you'll like because it's so corny. Necatariat.
That's terrible.
I said these are the worst names.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of want to.
And they're living up to it.
And Ron Paul Stiltskin.
I like that.
Like that. So far, the one you like the best is Sea Trisket. I can tell that.
Sea Trisket was pretty
as the worst name.
Ron Paul's pretty good.
Personally, I don't like any of them, but that's me. And then here's one that makes no sense. This video. I got nothing.
I got nothing.
This video. So those are some of the things, having a little fun with them. I like names of horses. And in fact, I'll admit the fact sometimes of betting on a horse I like the name, occasionally. So
I am my bet this year. The only bet I'm not making a trifecta or anything. I'm going to make an across the board bet, win, place, and show on It's My Lucky Day. And the only reason I'm betting on that horse is because its name's It's My Lucky Day.
Remember, he's got Ocala connection.
Only reason I'm betting on it is because I like the name.
You know where it trained, don't you?
At
with our friend Barry Eisenman, who was on the show last year.
Farms, I know.
So anyway, we got that going. We got the names. We got the picks. I guess we're going to have to go take a break, come back, and get the picks from yesterday.
We can do it right now.
We can.
It's only 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what we talked about yesterday. We won't be able to hear it here, JJ, but let us know what were the names that we picked. The winners that we picked yesterday. Michael Compton, myself, Buddy Martin, and I don't think JJ picked. Tom threw something in there, and of course, Augie Griner Jr.
Before we get Michael on, real quick, just go past the field there and just grab 2 or 3 horses that look good to you and comment on whether you like Normandy Invasion or anything.
That's
about
my horse right there. It's Normandy Invasion.
Okay.
Yeah, for some reason, I don't know. I just kind of like latched onto this horse and just have a hunch about him, and even though he hasn't won his last couple races, he's kind of been closing real good. He's got a good pedigree. He's been training phenomenal up in Churchill Downs. I mean, he's like one of those kind of buzz horses up there by the way he's been training.
Right today, you can change your mind between now and Saturday. Who is the horse you think is going to win the Kentucky Derby, Michael?
Well, what I'm doing is sticking with the horses that we bet in the future book.
There you go.
That's, my horse that I liked last year, and I think we touched base on this horse last time when Augie was on, and Normandy Invasion. I have to stay with him because he was a horse I liked as a 2-year-old. He hasn't quite matured.
That's our picks from yesterday. Tom wants to talk about food. I'm going to tell you what Rick Pitino said about having a horse in the Derby, that being Golden Sense, the one I just picked is my favorite. We'll do all that next right here on Community Gazette Day at the Gateway Bank on this station.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family will ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Legally Yours, brought to you by Fuller & Fuller Attorneys at Law. On the air every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. with John Fuller, a board-certified civil trial lawyer for over 25 years. John welcomes your questions, from business to complex family matters to legal disputes. So tune in every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. for Legally Yours with John Fuller, right here on WOCA 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
So drinking money, tune up your dobro. People said it was useless, then people on the fool.
He's on, JJ. Nope, you don't have us, JJ?
I have you.
Well, anyway,
Buddy
thank you
put
very
the wrong
much.
headset on.
Here we go. Apologize for that. I got my headsets mixed up.
Buddy
there.
put the wrong headset on. It's a remote, you know.
Yeah, what you got to do? Anyway, so, yeah, this is the right one, I guess. Anyway, just want to talk about the names. A couple more notes. Somebody named Peter Burns, who's a blogger, had, how come no one has named their horse Usain Colt? I don't know about that. And then our buddy Jay, the one that brought you the birthday cake, Tom, remember him?
Right.
He says, how about Ocala, W-H-O-A, Ocala? Get it?
I don't know about that.
Hey, I mean, you know, you got to try it. If you don't play the lottery, you can't win the lottery, right? All right, Rick Pitino, by the way, who was interviewed for the first time in a while, just today, I think, and he talked about his team, about Russ Smith coming back, and he talked about the Derby. He was asked, how excited are you for the Derby? Of course, he has Golden Sense, one of the owners. He said, I'm going to treat this as if I didn't have a horse in the race. I think there's a lot of people hoping their horses get in. For me, it's a social time to spend with my friends and family. I'm going to treat it like every other Derby. You believe that? No way.
He only owns 5% of the horse.
Yeah, but I don't. You think for a second he's not going to be going nuts? He said, "What's a bigger rush, coaching the Final Four or having a Derby horse charge down the backstretch?" He says, "No comparison. For me, it's a hobby, an enjoyable rush when the horse comes down, but our life is on the line for the Final Four. We realize, A, we might not get back, and B, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's so much different. One is a hobby, the other is your life." So that tells you how Pitino's heart is. And We got information on the forecast coming up for the weekend. We've got information on the Derby draws. We'll talk to you more about how Verrazano was named. Pretty good story about how Verrazano was named, about who's not going to have a horse, what famous trainer is not going to have a horse, and lots more to come in this next hour. So stay tuned. Laurie Martin Gregory will also be joining us at 4:15. Talk about the summer movies which are coming out as we speak. We'll tell you what's on dock for that with the theaters around here. So be sure to stay tuned to that. What was that? Kentucky Hot Brown or something?
Kentucky Hot Brown.
So you're going to have a julep and a hot brown?
Yeah, I am. In the 1920s, dinner dances at Louisville's Brown Hotel drew more than 1,000 guests.
That's a very famous hotel.
Right,
Brown.
during band breaks, hungry people would refuel on Chef Fred Schmidt's late night eats. His signature was the Kentucky Hot Brown. Mm-hmm. It's a pillowy cushion of toasted bread topped with sliced turkey and an avalanche of Mornay sauce.
No, stop it.
All broiled until golden brown.
Can't be good for you.
And then topped with crisp bacon strips and tomato.
Oh, now, bacon.
How can you beat that as a food item?
Well,
I may go tonight and get some roasted turkey at the deli at Publix and go make some of this tonight.
You just have to make sure your girlfriend knows CPR, okay?
Well, I don't know. It's turkey, so it's got to be healthy.
I thought your girlfriend works at Sweet Bay anyways.
Well, there you go. She
so
can bring
you're
it to
talking about going to Publix.
Yeah, because
you can't do that.
Because Boar's Head's at Publix, pal. That's why.
Oh, there you go. No brand loyalty.
Let's be honest.
I
am brand loyal to Boar's Head.
Yeah, I don't got to wait in line. I get that Boar's Head too. It definitely does taste a little bit better. And I found a secret to it though. Don't get too much. Because if you do, it spoils after 5 or 6 days.
Not the way I eat it, doesn't.
Well, Tom, most people don't eat the one bite the whole thing.
Well, there you go.
All right, that wraps up hour one of our Community Gazette program right here at Gateway Bank. Listen to us on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
She grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mama. Never was around, but she grew up tall and she grew up right with them Indiana boys on an Indiana night.
Commercial Bank approval. Vehicle purchase across the fixed rate allowance.
So, whoosh! That's the sound of my broom working overtime, because this month I'm sweeping the streets of Ocala to rid the city of old clunkers so you can drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. Right now, I'll give you a lot more over your appraised value for your old car. Even if you're still making payments, even the worst clunkers qualify, and nice cars too. So trade up to a clean car today.
Plus, my sweeping is keeping the bankers from sleeping, because my For the People credit approval process gives my banks and lenders more opportunity to help good people like you.
So wave goodbye to that old car you're stuck in and say hello to a bright and shiny, nicer, newer car today. Get a lot more over appraised value for your old car.
Even if you're still making payments, trade up to clean up today.
Hurry, once I get rid of 57 cars, this auto makeover is over. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me at Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See your Prestige!
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name. If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Call me crazy, Some people say insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. I think insanity is 1,000 single-sided full-color business cards for $15, or packing service for 50% off. Call me crazy. Green Printing on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Look for the yellow signs.
It is true that the smartest listeners listen to The Source, WOCA. And it's also true that the luckiest listeners tune into The Source. Or maybe lucky and smart go hand in hand.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Linda is a smart listener and also a lucky listener.
Hello, Linda. This is Larry at WOCA.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
You are the winner of 2 3-day passes to Walt Disney World.
Isn't that funny? I cannot believe that. I can't believe I won, you know? Cool. That is so exciting. Yeah, that is really great. I'm excited.
You never know what prizes will be given away on WOCA The Source, but every smart listener knows that you make your own luck by keeping your dial set on Ocala's first news, talk, and entertainment station, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, WOCA The Source.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, @yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA, Ocala. You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Many families deal with all the stuff you leave behind at your mom and dad's house. Kobe Bryant is fighting his mom in court. She's trying to auction off a bunch of his mementos from high school in Pennsylvania in his early days with the Los Angeles Lakers. They're worth $1.5 million, and she wants to buy a new home in Nevada. Get Grandma and Grandpa an Xbox or a PlayStation. Researchers say keeping the brain nimble in older adulthood may be as simple as playing a video game. The University of Iowa study found that adults who played the Road Tour video game gained at least 3 years in cognitive ability after 1 year. They scored significantly higher than those who did crossword puzzles. The jobless rate fell 1/10 of a point to 7.5% in April. A better than expected jobs report sent stocks flying. The Dow crossed 15,000, but then eased back. The Jodi Arias murder case could go to the jury later today. In Phoenix, they'll have to decide if she killed her boyfriend in self-defense or if it was premeditated. This is ABC News.
You wanted it, you got it. Big Easy Click deals are back at Lumber Liquidators Easy Click Flooring Sale. Save up to 48% versus comparable floors at big box stores. Get big coupon savings and save up to 33% off our best laminates. Up to 22% off Easy Click hardwood. Up to 26% off Easy Click vinyl wood plank. Plus special financing. Easy to install, easy to finance, easy to save. It just clicks. Easy Click Flooring Sale is going on now, so get to lumberliquidators.com or your local store today.
Amy and Susie's Lemonade Stand. Maybe you heard of it? No? Anyway, my daughters run it. I tried to tell them to use email marketing from Constant Contact. It really helped my small business, Go Time Fitness. The templates are easy to use and customizable, so they look like my business.
Dad, we're not getting any customers.
That's okay, honey. They'll come. Yeah, they're not coming.
With email marketing from Constant Contact, you'll have the tools to easily create professional emails that look great and keep customers coming back. Plans start as low as $15 per month at ConstantContact.com.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry. We didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
About your sensei.
Bow to your sensei.
It's time for the second hour of the voice of Ocala.
Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
All right, welcome now to the program from Gateway Bank on a Friday. Yoo-hoo, it's a weekend. We've got lots of basketball tonight, by the way. As a matter of fact, I made a note of this to talk about in sports. The second time in history, JJ, that we've had all 4 Game 6s on one night. How about that?
This is going to be a heck of a night, man.
It is. We'll talk about that in sports, so you'll give us the NBA report. Meanwhile, we've got to talk about horses. We don't usually do sports all the time in this hour, but we do like to talk about the big events in the Derby being one of those. We'll continue to give you information on that. Then in the sports hour, we've got lots more to talk about as well. Coming up in 15 minutes, Laurie Martin Gregory will give us her take on the movies coming up this summer that we're going to be able to watch, and we'll discuss that with her. And also, we'll end up with Joe Williams tonight. We'll have a thought or two, I'm sure, on the Texas Aggies, as they're called, Texas A&M, also known as the Texas Aggies. You know that, Tom? Called the Texas Aggies?
Yeah, agriculture.
Thought they're called the Texas Aggies. People saying, what do you mean it's Texas? No, it's Texas Aggies, what they used to be called in the old days, the Texas Aggies.
Right.
John David Crow, Heisman Trophy winner. So anyway, we'll have that information and talk with Joe Williams about that. A local CF basketball player signs to play with North Carolina Central. We'll tell you about that in sports. So Mike DeRocco will join us also to catch up on stuff in Gainesville. And we talk NASCAR, Talladega, and crashes, all coming away in the sports hour. A couple other things, guys, on the matter of the Derby. First of all, rain. Rain can kind of change how this thing is run, and, you're looking for a mutter naturally. And that's going to throw things for a loop. And especially when you got young colts like this, you don't have a real track record in mud. So you're kind of guessing in a way because it's not too often they run in mud. So if they have the heavier rain, of course, the turf they got there is a little bit different. It's not like it used to be in the old days where it used to be ankle deep. So that could have an impact on the Derby as well. Of course, today the filly's running. And the Bluegrass Stakes, and that's a big race to horse people. One that we don't follow as much as men, as the boys on Saturday, but it is a big race in the world of horses. So just keep you up to date on that. And by the way, the favorite right now is Orb, O-R-B, which somebody's mentioned blogged. It was the worst name of the bunch. Didn't like the name Orb, and he's the 7-2 choice right now of the betting public, and we'll see where that goes and who winds up going off as the Derby. Black Onyx, a horse that we mentioned yesterday, is one of the 20, scratched, late scratch. He won't be in the field.
Wow.
And then there's a female named Rosie Napravnik. Very, very interesting story. She's going to try to become the first female jockey to win the Derby. But if you've seen the interviews, and I've seen them, I saw the one on 60 Minutes and the one on ESPN. I'm rooting for her. She is a spunky little lady, and she's the type of person that could break through if it's grit and toughness and determination. It will do it, and she's a very good rider. Hey, wouldn't that be something to have the first female winner in this year? So Rosie Napravnik. So those are some of the little notes as we go through the weekend. And so you guys, Sean, now down goes Frazier joins us, JJ back at the studio, and Tom Schmitz. All right, guys, what's your Derby plans? You got anything going on? Tom's going to make Kentucky hot browns and drink Ben Juleb's at home. I'm going to probably hang out at home and watch it on my TV with my family and root home my winner, Golden Cents. And JJ, where are you going to be?
I don't think I've watched a Kentucky Derby ever in my whole life, buddy.
You need to do it one time, buddy.
I don't know. Horse racing, not really my thing.
Well,
I don't really get excited about
JJ,
it.
this is not horse racing. This is the Kentucky Derby. That's like saying baseball's not my thing. I don't go to the World Series. So it's not the same thing. It transcends the fact that it's horse racing. It's an extremely big, important event, and
You look
I don't even remember who won it last year. I can't even tell you.
Well, nobody does. That's not the point.
Now, why is it so important?
Because it just is a graceful sport. It's a sport that that embraces so many good things, good stories. You've got the wealthy, and you've got the people who are on the other side of the tracks trying to get that horse home. You've got wonderful stories of people who are trainers and in stable hands. The glamour of the event, the women who dress to the nines, the beautiful flowers at the Derby, and just the drama of, if you know anything about the race at all, when they make the turn for home and the announcer said, and down the stretch they come, if you don't get a little bit of a bristle in the back of your neck, you're not a sports fan. That's all I got to say. It is really extremely...
Okay, I just got a little chill right there just thinking about the call on Saturday.
There you go. So it's an important event, and I think one that you have to grow a taste for. I don't know. I think Tom Ingram goes every year. I'm not sure, but grab that headset and give me your thoughts real quick on the Derby over here. Here's Sean. Hand it over to Tom Ingram.
We got Hugh on line one. If you want
go
to
ahead, Hugh. What's up, man? You got your horse?
Hey, no, not really. I'm a little bit surprised, though. Here we are, Ocala, horse capital, that there isn't some kind of a big event during the race at either the Breeders' building there or someplace in town where we have a big get-together with some big TV screens and this, that, whatnot. It's kind of surprising that it's as quiet as it is here.
Yeah, well, you know the story of last year, don't you? We actually had that downtown. We put that on. The Save the Marion Theater Group was the sponsor of it.
Yeah.
And the people down at Harry's at that time, they changed management, supported it. The FTVOA came in. We had a wonderful time. The women dressed up in derby dress, and we gave prizes.
We had a hat contest.
Juleps. We had a hat contest. It was a great time downtown, and the FTVOA wanted to do it again this year, but nobody's got the time, and nobody's downtown that will sponsor it, so we didn't have it this year.
Yeah,
also,
it's a shame, because it's, like Indianapolis with the 500, the race, that town goes nuts for a week before and after, and you think, this is the biggest event in horse racing, and of course Ocala has got so much ties with horse racing and everything else. You just think that there would be something here for it,
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is the thing that some of us have said for years and years, and we tried to pull it off last year, and we did. But now they had a change in things at the FTVOA.
Yeah.
And they want to do it, but they have new people. They're trying, and we have nobody who. It's nice to want to do things.
Yeah.
In the end, someone's got to step up, and someone's got to help pay for it.
Yeah.
So.
The bottom figure is always the buck.
Yeah. But we did it last year with basically contributions, and Save the Marion helped pay for it, and what have you. So. Tom Ingram.
Watching the Weather Channel here just a little while ago, it looks like it's going to be a wet one up there.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a wet day, and I just read the forecast. So if you got a mutter, on the track, not a mother, but a mutter.
Calling the race right now makes it really interesting when you have a situation like that,
Yeah.
But it'll be fun watching like it always is. So let's hope it's a safe race for the horses and everybody involved.
Where are you going to be watching it from?
I'm only right home here, but the wife went to Vegas this morning with her friend, and I'm home here with the dogs, and we're going to be watching the race all alone.
The dogs, huh? Well, you got a horse you like yet?
I have no idea right now. Not what
Study
the
up. Get you a horse. It's always some more fun. You got a horse. Okay?
Yeah, right. I'm going to wait a little bit and kind of watch the weather right up to the last minute before I make a decision.
All right, Hugh. Thanks for calling, man.
Talking. Goodbye.
Appreciate it. Tom Ingram, you got a horse? No, you don't have a horse.
I don't have a horse. I want Todd Pletcher to win. I'm a big Todd
look
fan.
That horse up. I got to remember who that is.
He's got 4 or 5 in the
there's 19 horses running. Doesn't he have like 17 of them?
No. I think he has 4, honestly.
I don't think that's right. He may have connections to 4, but we'll see.
He does.
We had the Derby. We had the whole thing yesterday on the from the racing forum. We'll get that information. But yeah, Todd Pletcher's got local ties, obviously. Ms. Pletcher, right?
Yep, Joan and JJ.
Yeah, and
good people.
And so, I'm going with Golden Sense, Rick Pitino's horse, because that's the horse that Michael Compton put a bob down on for me in the winter book. So I've got him. He's live in my book.
It's probably a good bet, especially the kind of year Rick Pitino is having so far.
Exactly.
Hall of Fame and NCAA championship.
Correct.
And now Kentucky Derby.
Correct.
Triple Crown.
Yes, hopefully. Well, I don't think this year it's Triple Crown, but nonetheless.
For him.
And then you've got Augie Griner Jr. and Michael Compton. Yes, they both like Normandy Invasion. Mm-hmm. They like that horse. And Augie liked another horse. I can't remember. What was this pick, JJ? You remember? We just played the bite of it.
They both like Normandy Invasion.
But there was one other horse he liked in there. And Verrazano is a horse. The three I like are Verrazano, It's My Lucky Day, which was a Barry Eisenman trained horse here in Ocala, not from here. And then my number one is Golden Sense. So you got to brush up on your.
Well, you know way too much, so you're probably not going to win.
No, I'm not going to win. I can assure you that. I had my one shining moment the day the Secretariat won, and after that, I'm sure that I'll never have that kind of day again. So, but anyway, so where you watching Derby? From the lake, right?
From the lake, yes.
Of course. What else?
I have a new surround sound system, so
that's a great system too. Well, you got those TVs and everything. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. So come on out. Anybody out on the lake, stop by. No.
I don't want to take it about. I told him I was staying home. I didn't know about it till you told me about it. Now everybody's going to be there, for crying out loud. Now it's a beautiful setup down there, and Randy Quenches is going to have a place soon.
He will. East Beach is well on its way. It's vertical, and should open hopefully in August. Is the big month, which would be nice in the summer.
That's a nice thing. I told out of school. I said on Monday I was at a tasting party for the Eaton Beach Sandbar and Grill with Gary and Randy, and I had a chance to sample some of the fare. And it looks like it's going to be this new thing of the Louisiana, Florida mix of food.
Right.
Whatever they call it, Florisiana or whatever
Louisiana,
it is. Yeah. It's going to be quite interesting. So
they're taking this stuff pretty serious.
They are taking
all these taste things. And
I want to know when they're going to get the person who understands food best out of this entire group for one of these tastes.
Who would that be, Tom?
That would be me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's not Sean or JJ.
No, that would be me.
I'm sort of surprised about that. So.
Well, I'll pass that on to him.
Okay, let him, no, please don't. Tom Ingram, he's the boss man. He's open for business, by the way. You're still taking money when people bring it up?
Absolutely. Never been a better time to borrow money than right now.
Borrow or bring some and put it in the bank?
Well, we'll take that, too, because we have to, in order to make a loan, you got to have the money come in through deposits.
Rates are low, aren't they?
Rates are low. Unfortunately, they're low on deposits, too, but the upside of that is you can get a mortgage now. And
what's your quoted commercial rate for, by the way, just out of curiosity, for a 30-year fix here?
Well, on a residential 30-year fix, you're talking in the 3.5% range.
Okay.
And in a 15-year, you're below 3%, so it's up 3%, which is the first time in a long time that we've seen it that low.
For a guy who had an adjustable rate mortgage in Colorado and paid 16 to 17% back in the days, I never thought I'd see the day when I'd be below double digits.
Yeah. Well, after the Great Depression, I mean, you were pretty conservative, weren't you?
Yeah, but prior to that, during the Revolutionary War, I made a lot of money. So
he was a silversmith in the Revolutionary War.
I rode with George Washington, and he taught me some tricks. So there we go. So we have to get one age inappropriate joke in with Tom at a time. So, well, anyway, thanks for having us out, Thomas. And
well,
get yourself a horse now, man. And,
I will. I'm gonna study tonight.
All right.
And then I'll call you tomorrow.
Don't wait on Monday and tell me what you picked. Okay. I'd like to have your pick before. Let me know tomorrow when the race goes on.
I'll give you the winner tomorrow.
Tom Ingram.
All right.
He's the man right here at the bank on Community Gazette Day right here on Friday. Listen to the program on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
Are you looking for a
trustworthy auto care company that won't sell you something you don't need? Look no further than Affordable Auto Air and Care. Affordable Auto Air and Care has serviced Ocala for a decade and is family owned and operated. They offer quality parts at affordable prices, and they even include a 1-year or 12,000-mile warranty on their parts and labor. Their certified technicians work on any type of vehicle, even RVs. They specialize in auto AC, but they also offer oil changes, brake service, filters, tune-ups, shocks, axles, complete auto repair. Affordable Auto Air and Care is located at 1841 Northwest 4th Avenue on the corner of Old Jacksonville Road and 441. Call 352-401-0011 to book an appointment. That's 352-401-0011. Affordable Auto Air and Care. Complete auto repair. Take it from me, Tom Schmitz. I'm a customer.
The AP is reporting that 2 explosions at the finish line at a Boston Marathon. There's 3 people confirmed dead at Boston Marathon. Multiple people injured. Explosion at the Boston Marathon. Report of another possible device at the Mandarin. Our 6 reported injured, no deaths. Workers felt the blast all the way over from Newburyport Street.
The voice of Ocala, your eyes and ears when it really counts.
Attention U.S. veterans, if you're looking for work, you don't want to miss Workforce Connections Job Fair on Wednesday, May 8th. And in honor of your service, you will receive early admission. The job fair takes place at the College of Central Florida's Klein Center in Ocala. You'll be able to apply for jobs, tour the new mobile resource unit, and learn about Workforce Connection services. To learn more, visit us at workforceconnectionfl.com. Workforce Connection, your employment solution, starts here.
Hey, Larry, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Looks like you had something different done, too.
Yes, I did. Thanks for noticing. I went to Lupe at Merle Norman on the Boulevard for a fresh cut, some summer highlights, and a facial.
No kidding. That's who I go to. I didn't know she did all that.
She does coloring, waxing, styling, updos, microderms, and she does it all for prices that won't break the bank.
Sounds like you can take the whole family there.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Hi, this is Lupe. Let me be your personal stylist. To set up your appointment, call me today, 426-1229.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honeydew list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now. From Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75. Or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Life's journey has many ups and downs, but you can take comfort in the knowledge that Robert's Funeral Home is here to serve you and your family with loving care and dignity. The Roberts family has been providing their caring services since 1898 and offer traditional, custom, cremation, and veteran services. Pre-made arrangements are also available. Roberts Funeral Homes. Great funeral homes serve great people.
Try to stay in town. You'd play me a song or two.
Welcome back to the program. We're at the community. We learned all kinds of stuff at the bank and stuff here.
It's a good place to have a show.
Yeah, it's kind of a seminar on things, how things do, and how, especially when it gets to the fraudulent part of it, which we'll talk about another time. When they ask the cops, when our cops are here, and we'll ask them the question. Meanwhile, I think she's on the line. She's just back from Boston. I haven't had a chance to see.
She's not on the line.
Oh, she's not on the line yet.
Okay,
She's going to call us back.
Wait, calling her, or is she calling us?
She's already called, and we'll call back.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess we'll switch the gears.
Well, you said fraudulent, though. I thought you were talking about you and I fraudulently being radio announcers.
That's also fraudulent, too. Movies.
Summer blockbusters coming up.
Yeah, I don't know what the schedule of movies is, but I know that we got certainly one coming up next week. And have you checked the lineup for future movies this summer and what's coming up that you want to see?
Well, we have our movie expert on it.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Well, let's welcome her back to Ocala. Laurie Martin Gregory, just off the plane from Boston. Glad to have you back. Glad that things are good with Alexander, and looking forward to seeing you for dinner tonight.
Is she there?
JJ, she might not be able to hear us. So
I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, I figured that might happen.
Can you hear us now, Lori?
Yeah, much better.
Okay. Anyway, welcome back to Ocala. So
thank you.
We'll see you tonight. We just had to figure out what the movies are going to be. We know that The Great Gatsby coming up is going to be.
I know what comes out tomorrow. I can't wait.
All right, let's let Lori tell us.
Iron Man 3, Lori.
Yep.
That's right. That actually is the first big film kicking off the season, and a lot of theaters, including the Marion Theater, were showing it last night at 9 p.m. You could catch a screening of Iron Man 3, which a lot of people actually consider a sort of soft follow-up to the Avengers, which I know you were a fan of, Tom.
I was. You were not.
Robert Downey Jr. was basically the highlight of that film, which I slept through most of. But anyway, Robert Downey Jr., Gwyneth Paltrow, it does open May 3rd, which is today. Massive special effects in this one. Robert Downey Jr. is quoted as saying the first 3 months on the film were very intimidating because the CGI is like nothing he's ever experienced before. So that should be really interesting if you're a special effects kind of person. We also have a new director for Iron Man 3. Jon Favreau has passed the reins off to Shane Black, who is known for writing the Lethal Weapon series. So it should be interesting to see what his take is on Iron Man. The early reviews are very good, and of course it's playing at the Marion Theater, so you can catch it this weekend. That's Iron Man 3.
Will it be 3D and 2D, or is it just 2D?
You know, I'm not sure. I haven't checked the schedule, but I'm sure it is in 3D, and I'm guessing at the Marion, especially since it'll be showing downstairs, it probably will be in 3D.
Yeah, Iron Man's in 2D and 3D.
Oh, 2D and 3D.
I'm not sure which one the Marion's got, though. I don't think they got the 3D, I don't believe, but we'll see.
Are they showing both versions or just one?
I don't know. I don't think, but my gut tells me it won't be.
Check your listings before you go, because this one will be worth catching in 3D because of all the special effects. Okay, so that's the first big film.
Let me ask you a question. If I said to you 7 or 8 years ago, we're going to have this superhero named Iron Man, let's go cast it in Hollywood and see what we can get, how long would you have to have, how many names would you mention before you said Robert Downey Jr.?
Probably about 43.
Yeah, about 500, I guess. But it's amazing what a role, it's been for him. It's revived his career.
Well, he was really, plagued by some demons in the early part of this decade.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
And prior, he battled substance abuse, was in and out of rehab, and he's always been respected as being a great talent. He's definitely an actor's actor, but he just wasn't insurable. He was, suffering from the Lindsay Lohan disease before she was Lindsay Lohan.
Before she did
it first. But he definitely was given another chance, and he stepped up to the plate. He really got his life straightened out. His wife, that he's been married to now for, I think, about 10 years, they have a child together, and she's a producer, and he's really re-anchored himself as a bankable box office star through this franchise. So it's been a good one for him.
And this is a summer for apparently superheroes again. Superman, another Superman movie? Man of Steel.
I know. Superman, and we just had another Spider-Man redo. I'm getting a little fatigued on the reboots.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe I'm just getting older, so I've seen so many of them. But, we do have a lot of superheroes. And, hey, they sell tickets. And now we've got 3D being, more and more viable as an interesting technology. So a lot of directors really want to get, behind the helm of films that have that kind of action so they can play with this new technology that's getting more and more interesting with every film.
Here's what's wrong with Hollywood, in my opinion. Okay, you give me your thoughts about this. You look at this, you see Fast and Furious 6, okay? You see Star Trek Into Darkness, and it seems like it's just recycling all the old themes, Man of Steel. Where's the originality? And sometimes we've had a couple, but for the most part, it's like, okay, that one worked, let's do it again.
Well, you also have the sentimental favorite of,
The Lone Ranger.
Adults who've lived through these franchises that want to take their children now, want to introduce these superheroes that are so near and dear to their heart to another generation. So, this is an easy way to sell movie tickets, and it's something that Hollywood really needs to do because they've been challenged in past years, not so long ago, with dismal sales. So it's kind of a little bit of a shoe-in to do a reboot of a superhero film. Now, Great Gatsby is opening on the 10th. I know this is a favorite of yours. This is also a reboot.
I know.
This was
Robert Redford.
done in 1974 with Robert Redford and Mia Farrow.
Yep.
So, and the reviews for that film were not so great. So, Baz Luhrmann is directing. This is a huge film for him. He's, of course, known for the Red Curtain trilogies, which were strictly ballroom in the early 90s, followed by Romeo and Juliet, and then Moulin Rouge. They're called the Red Curtain trilogies. And he's known for doing epic, big films with big budgets. This budget for Great Gatsby is rumored to be over $120 million. You've got Carey Mulligan as Daisy Buchanan, of course, Leo DiCaprio, and then Tobey Maguire, who's the narrator,
I like Tobey Maguire.
as Nick Calloway.
Nick Carraway.
Nick Carraway.
Nick Carraway.
Red Flag. I'm sorry?
Nick Carraway.
Oh, Carraway. Thank you. Red flag, though, on this film, I don't want to rain on your parade, but it was originally scheduled to be released in December, which would have been primetime Oscar nomination season, of course. But the studio pushed it last August to release in May. So I'm not sure what that means, but we'll see. And I'm actually more excited about the party and the event going on at the Marion Theater than I am about the film. So
it's going to be cool.
I don't know if you've got your plans in order for the big event, but it sounds like you're going to have one, yes?
Yeah, you can go to Field Downtown website and buy your tickets in advance. If you come with a ticket, you get free food from the Cup of the Irish, or the Cup as we call it, Angie Lewis's group, and you get to come and you get some free food. And of course, if you come early, you can have some libation from the Marion Theater. There's going to be a block party, going to be old cars there, and people are going to dress like flappers. You got your flapper dress, Laurie?
I don't have to dig it out of mothballs. Yeah. There might be one somewhere in my closet.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of the big epic production, this is definitely a movie for you because, Baz Luhrmann does it up. I mean, Moulin Rouge was such a smash, and if you like that kind of, romantic sort of period piece, I mean, this is definitely the film for you to see. So, get your flapper dress out and your stacks and come on out, or maybe those are too old. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got Tom Ingram is dressed up, he and Angie, and a poster picture. The posters around town in their 1920s outfits. They're getting decked out for it.
I love it. That's so fun. Yeah.
We got some old cars can be parked downtown, so it's going to be. I'm more excited about the whole event and I'm about the fact that it's F. Scott Fitzgerald, and the movie may not measure up, but it's okay. It's a period piece, and it's one of the more fascinating periods for me of history, and it's all about extravagance, which I think is a great topic.
Well, I'm sure that there will be some surprises and some treats because Baz Luhrmann was he wanted to work with Leo DiCaprio for a long time, and he had cast him in Alexander the Great. It was right around the time that Oliver Stone was doing Alexander the Great, and Luhrmann ended up dropping his picture. So this is his chance to finally work with Leo DiCaprio. He pulls out all the stops. So it's guaranteed to be a very big production. And it's in 3D, which should be interesting. So we'll see how he plays with that technology. Carey Mulligan is the darling of Hollywood. She's a British actress that's very good. I think she's British. She might be Irish, but I'm pretty sure she's British. Considered a very, very hot talent and very good actress. So it should be a good film. It'll be interesting to see. All right, so that's the 10th, and then my last film for this week, and we can talk next week about the other films coming out in May, but we've got May 17th, Trekkies. It's a Trekkie alert, Star Trek Into Darkness. Mm-hmm. This is the Chris Pine reboot as Captain Kirk with Zachary Quinto as Spock, Zoe Saldana as Uhuru, and this is directed by J.J. Abrams, who is about to direct the 7th Star Wars movie. So he directed in 2009 the first reboot of this series, and that was really sort of about how Captain Kirk became captain. In this film, we learn how he earns it, and this is a much darker storyline. There's a big emphasis on the Kirk-Spock friendship, so that should be interesting, and that's going to be on May 17th. So those are your first 3 films for the season. Iron Man 3, which opens this weekend. Next weekend, you've got Great Gatsby with the big party at the Marion Theater, and then Star Trek Into Darkness on May 17th.
Lori missed it. She missed the most anticipated movie
for Tom Ingram. For Tom Ingram, it'll be Hangover. It'll be Hangover 3 for Tom Ingram.
No. Hangover 3 is coming out later.
No, it's coming out in May 24th.
May 24th. I'm talking about a movie that came out today, that premiered today, The Iceman. That's the movie I want to go see.
The Iceman.
Yeah, The Iceman. It's a dark thriller about a loving husband, devoted father, and ruthless killer.
What's that, George?
James Franco, David Schwimmer, and Ray Liotta play in this movie.
Oh, my gosh. That's not even on my radar. So you
Ariel
up on me.
Vroman is the director of it. It's been released by Millennium Entertainment. It's
you sure it's not a basketball movie?
No.
Huh?
No, believe me.
Because I think it's George Gervin's the Iceman.
No. This is a
little basketball.
It's a very good. It looks like a very dark movie, in the way of like in like a Tarantino type way, but it's not by Tarantino.
Everything's dark, even Star Trek. Star Trek into darkness. Everything has got to be dark. Probably film dark. It's all dark.
Winona Ryder's in this movie. It looks like a good movie, Lori.
Well, maybe you need to review this one and give us a report. I'm not sure I'm up for dark right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm looking forward to the Franco film in June, This Is the End, which looks hysterical, which is a redo of a reunion of a bunch of his buddies from...
Kind of friends of yours, James Franco, huh? Guys, you know James Franco, right?
I did study with Franco, and I actually worked with his agent for a while, so I do have a little association there. Yes,
I'm taking Alexander to see Lone Ranger starring Johnny Depp as Tonto.
That's going to be great. That's on my list coming out for July, and we will get into those movies going forward. But there are some really interesting films coming out. We had such a rich film season last year. I'm not sure if it's even fair to try to guesstimate whether or not this year's film season is going to measure up. But we're off to a good start. I'm actually interested in seeing Iron Man 3, and I'm not a big superhero kind of gal for film going, but I'm really curious because I am a Robert Downey Jr. fan, and he made Avengers for me. I thought that movie would have completely tanked without him. So this is the last in the trilogy, so it'll be interesting to see, and that's a great place to start this weekend.
Lori, before we go to break, where does when is Wolverine coming out?
Wolverine is going to be, I believe, in June. I was just reading about it. Let me check real quickly on my list. It is coming, let's see,
July 26th.
Oh, 5/26 is it?
July 26th.
Yeah, the Wolverine, July 26th.
Right.
Yeah. So the day before my birthday.
I'm so excited. One of my most exciting comedies that it's sort of blinding me to everything else. I can't wait to see in June The Heat with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. I think that is going to be off the hook funny. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've sort of been distracted
Friday,
by that,
June 28th.
Or turn them on next week and watch them in the playoffs. Either one.
That's pretty good. The Miami Heat.
That's
very good.
For the Heat.
He said, or tune in next week and watch them in the playoffs.
Right. Yeah, well, Lakers are out. I can't talk NBA.
I didn't say it. You did. So. All right, Laurie, welcome back, honey. Well, I can't wait to see you tonight, you and Alexander and Gary, so we'll talk to you then.
Thanks, you guys. Talk to you soon.
Laurie Martin Gregory, my daughter, she's always been a cinema girl. Likes her movies, doesn't she?
She does, and there's some good movies coming out, buddy. I'm going to wait to see what you think of The Great Gatsby before I go see it.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I'm going to like going to it. Whether I like the movie or not remains to be seen.
But you're right. Friday, May 24th, Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah.
And they added Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to the movie just so they can get somebody to come into theater. I think.
Who hasn't added Dwayne
Rock Johnson to it? Yeah, he's in every movie.
Oh yeah, let's get The Rock into this one. Oh yeah,
he may be in The Great Gatsby.
Who knows? Who knows? We'll take a break. We'll come back. Got a little more Derby talk for you. Got tweets and quotes, and we'll kick it around here from the Gateway Bank on a Friday afternoon. So stay tuned to the Voice of Ocala,
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. A power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that the important medical research that's being done here right now will impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't know that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. And you can be part of these studies as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception. We'd like to send an opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Want to quit smoking? Volunteers should be between the ages 18 and 75, current smokers who smoke 10 or more cigarettes a day and are motivated to quit smoking. Qualified participants receive study-related material care and may be compensated for their time. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and a coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
This is Don with ABC Frederick's Appliance. Here's my daughter, Lena.
And hey, everybody, it's Lena. You need to come down to ABC Frederick's Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue, where you are treated right with the right products, like Whirlpool, Maytag, Crosley, and Speed Queen. These are the new ones. Don't forget, we also carry used appliances that we warranty. ABC Frederick's Appliance does repairs, too. Call us at 629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue. It's at 629-5181.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Up to 20% of the brain's cerebral cortex consists of the same fatty acids found in fish, like salmon, tuna, and sardines. The number of ER visits due to caffeine overdoses, they've skyrocketed in the past decade. A growing number of victims are teenagers who consume so many energy drinks. People who are around animals every day, they feel healthier. They're also, get this, 21% less likely to develop colds and flu.
On the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
It is true that the smartest listeners listen to the source, WOCA. And it's also true that the luckiest listeners tune into the source. Or maybe lucky and smart go hand in hand.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Linda is a smart listener and also a lucky listener.
Hello, Linda. This is Larry at WOCA.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
You are the winner of 2 3-day passes to Walt Disney World.
Isn't that funny? I cannot believe that. I can't believe I won, you know? Cool. That is so exciting. Yeah, that is really great. I'm excited.
You never know what prizes will be given away on WOCA The Source, but every smart listener knows that you make your own luck by keeping your dial set on Ocala's first news, talk, and entertainment station, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, WOCA The Source.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new
trunk.
Yep,
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
All right, welcome back to the program, Voice of Ocala. In hour 2, coming up at the top of the hour, we have sports. Lots of stuff to talk about. Derby, we've been talking about it all afternoon. I think our caller was right, Hugh. We do need to have something significant in our community because we're so closely tied to horse racing and so closely tied to the Kentucky Derby that there are scattered parties around. I'm sure everybody's got something going on, and I loved last year because it represented the coming together of the horse community and Ocala and downtown Ocala, and it was just a good feeling to see that happen because those who live in Ocala for a while know that sometimes we feel like it's separated by I-75 and whatever the imaginary barriers that exist there. And it's good to see that the community of thoroughbreds and embraced by our locals, as some people do. On the other hand, some people just don't have any interest in the Derby, don't care about horse racing. But to us, I wouldn't say it's Augusta and like is the Masters because that's a stretch, but it is significant in terms of our cultural heritage since 1956. When Needles first won the Kentucky Derby, followed by Carryback about 7 years later, and we had horses winning the Derby. And we've had major stakes winners here. We've had, we still have, this is what we should be proud of. We still have the last Triple Crown winner in horse racing comes from Ocala, Florida. Just remember that. Affirmed, 1978, is the last horse to win the Triple Crown from Ocala, Florida. That's why I kind of secretly root against anybody doing it, although I love the drama of seeing a Triple Crown contention. And this year, we don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. There's some horses in there that some people like I know Verrazano is a horse that a lot of people tend to like. And, of course, I told you about Golden Sense. I have no idea if these horses are Triple Crown material, but the indication from our experts, and that would be Michael Compton and Augie Grant Jr., is they're doubting it. But you know what? We've had that happen a few other years, and the horses come out of the race, the Derby strong, and gone to the Preakness, which, by the way, is like a 2-week turnaround. They get shorter the next week at the Preakness, and then, of course, the long one in June in New York at the Big Apple, the Belmont. That's the mile and a half. That's the killer race. These thoroughbreds, they're not as durable as they used to be. They're bred to be fast and nimble, but not endurance and not physically tough. So they're not linebackers; they're wide receivers, is what they are. So it's a little bit different.
Very fragile wide receivers.
Yeah, and like I say, literally a different kind of animal. So that's one of the things. But a couple of notes along those. First of all, Bob Baffert, who I saw here at the FTBOA dinner, he got up and said something about the fact he loves Florida-bred horses. He gets a lot of them, and he races them. Is that he's out. He doesn't have a horse in the race this year. So that's a name they're missing from the Derby. The story I like best so far, you have to have a backstory to make this thing go.
Yeah.
The backstory I like so far is Verrazano and how it was named. Now, if you've ever been to New York or you're from New York, you know the Verrazano Bridge is a famous bridge.
Right.
This is a story about a New Jersey guy, racehorse owner, who had a great affection for the Verrazano Bridge, and it was so good that whenever he got his fiancée and got ready to get married, he named his prize colt Verrazano, and the guy's name was Kevin Scartuccio. That's definitely New Jersey.
Yeah.
31-year-old guy. He was dating Megan Amon, who's 31, in 2010 when she flew to New York from Chicago to run the New York Marathon. So anyway, this guy, we'll just call him Kevin, who lives in Red Bank, snapped a picture, a shot of the bridge, and sent it to her with a love note to impress her. He says, it was a beautiful day. I took this great picture. I sent it to her. I said, can't wait to see you, he told the New York Post. The next week, she framed the photo, gave it to him for his birthday. They got engaged soon after. And he says, the Verrazano Bridge is iconic of my relationship with my fiancée. 1 month later, he was on a ferry, passing on the bridge, but he looked up. He said he happened to be leaning against the window. I thought, Verrazano, that's a cool name. It's iconic for New York and a symbol of his love for his fiancée. So his partners loved the name. So there you go. The Let's Go Stables in Rumson, New Jersey, they decided to name it Verrazano. That's the story.
That's a pretty good backstory.
Good story. And that's why I love the Derby. There's always these stories out there like that. Some kind of story about, you got Shug McGahey, the famous trainer that's tried so hard to win a Triple Crown, trying to go win another one. So those are the stories that if we knew more about, we'd appreciate the Derby, and JJ might even appreciate it.
He might, but I doubt it.
I'll take a break, and we'll come back. I've got tweets and quotes for you right here on a Friday at Gateway Bank Community Gazette Day. You listen to the program on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Recently, I had a great conversation with General Manager Pat Murray on the special events at Country Club of Ocala.
We have a lot of special events here that are geared towards the family. Easter comes to mind. We have an Easter bunny who hops around on the driving range. We usually hide somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 eggs and turn them loose and let them go harvest the eggs. We have a great family celebration here on the 4th of July where it's a traditional cookout, if you will. And as the sun goes down, the driving range becomes alive with probably one of the better fireworks displays in the area. Breakfast with Santa is a big deal.
Country Club of Ocala, where the Easter Bunny, Santa, and all the children, large and small, are a big deal on every special occasion. For more information, call 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of the Monday Gator Report right here on The Source.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will have a guest co-host in the studio. His name is Corey Poole. He made the winning bid at the 12th Annual Cattle Barons Ball for the American Cancer Society. And what did he bid for? A chance to co-host AM Ocala Live.
Open for debate, where both sides of one issue will be debated.
And then Margaret Ayukalano is coming on. She's a former foster child, and she's coming on to tell us how we can help foster children right now with the Duffels for Kids program.
Sergeant Brian Anderson is an Iraq War veteran and a triple amputee. He's written a book called No Turning Back, one man's inspiring true story of courage, determination, and hope.
And then Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive will be on the air answering your questions about your cars on auto repair with personal care.
Have all of your political questions answered by U.S. Representative Richard Nugent.
And then Dr. Dudley Seth Danoff is coming on. He's going to talk about his book, Penis Power, the ultimate guide to male sexual health. All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Don't ever miss a single edition of the Mike Huckabee Show. We're going to have a whole lot of fun talking the big issues of the day. We'll talk to the newsmakers and the issues that made them a newsmaker, as well as we'll bring you some entertainment, some fun. You never know what's going to happen on the Mike Huckabee Show. Don't miss it.
Join Mike Huckabee every weekday from noon to 3 exclusively on WOCA The Source. In this moment, who has your back? An insurance company delivering excellence during your claims process? Auto Owners Insurance has been recognized as highest in customer satisfaction with the Auto Insurance Claims Experience 5 years in a row by J.D. Power & Associates. For award information, go to jdpower.com. Let an Auto Owners independent insurance agency have your back, so when the unthinkable happens, you get the claims service you deserve. Call George Mangan Insurance in Ocala today, 352-732-3191.
Welcome back to the program. Just got a couple of minutes to go. We've got tweets and quotes and fire up the music. Coming up the top, we'll talk. We'll get the news headlines. We'll talk about an event happening in Country Club Ocala. Jimbo Fisher will be involved. Also more Derby talk. And we'll check in with our friend Joe Williams and also Michael Duraco from ESPN Gator Nation. Catch up what's happening in Gainesville. JJ, we fired up with the music there? All right, here we go. Talk about your bad predictions. This from Bing Crosby, who would have been 110 years old today, on Elvis Presley. Quote, "He never contributed a damn thing to music." All right, Bingo. Way to go, buddy. Good call. Here's one from one of my favorite guys. I was lucky enough to get to know him. A really terrific guy. The late Norman Vincent Peale says, "Live your life and forget your age." That can work at both ends, old or young, you know? And finally, my guy, Stephen Wright. I like to reminisce with people I don't know. Stephen Wright. He's always good, isn't he? I'd love to get him around this program one day. Wouldn't that be awesome? It would be fantastic. So, all right, sports, high school sports show is coming up also at about 5:25. Did Mr. LaSalva tell us what he's got on the agenda today, or do we have to guess? We'll find out in a minute.
Let me see. He got something here.
All right.
He's got something about walk-off magic, mud ball, and May 1st was a big day for somebody.
Mud ball is because they got the games rained out last night, I'm assuming, because all the prep games got rained out last night. Anyway, they did that. And the regionals have been postponed, so Forest High School. I'm sure Josh will tell us about that. Like I said, if you're going to enjoy the Derby, get a horse and jump in. And Tom, you're going to have a little update on golf. Mr. Golf made an appearance. JJ, has Mr. Golf been in the studio today at all? I haven't seen him in weeks.
No.
I'm not seeing
I thought
him around.
he'd moved.
I think he has. Has he moved, Tom?
No, he's here.
Oh, he's here. Okay. All right. So, because when I hear like Mr. Golf, what I think of is like Tony Barnhart and Mr. College Football. Don't you, JJ? You think that means like you're the man, right? Mr. College Football. And
There's just not a lot of golf going on.
There's a ton of golf going on.
You kidding me? Of course, you got the players coming up next week.
Next week. I'm sitting here reading the news.
And you're going to it, JJ. How could you say that?
I'm reading a media release right now because of all the rain and everything. If you were planning on going to the players on Monday for the practice round, Monday, if you got a ticket to that, it's been canceled. But your ticket will be honored on Tuesday of next week. Mm-hmm. They've canceled the Donna Run with Donna, the 5K for breast cancer awareness. They've canceled that. It's usually run on Saturday.
There's serious weather coming
on the back.
There.
Well, they've done it because they've received 5.5 inches of rain in the last 36 hours at the Players
Championship. How about
Championship.
Mr. Weather we used to have on the show? Who gave us a weather update once in a while. I haven't seen him in the house lately either.
So the final round of the Players is on Mother's Day.
Yes, it is. It always is.
Then I might not be able to.
Well, see, you got a conflict because you got Symphony on the Stars.
Yes, I always go to that with my mother, actually.
Yeah, that's a special moment station.
So you can't go to the Players on Sunday.
We have to watch it on TV.
Hate it for you.
There you go.
Maybe Saturday.
Well, let's see.
No, you got a sports show you got to run the board for
the
Saturday.
morning time.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, by the time you get to Jacksonville, you leave at 11. It's 2 hours. You don't get there till 1. You only get to see about 3-4 hours.
That's all you need. You didn't want to go there and stay all day long.
You need to go on a Friday. We put Sean running the board. And
yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, have Buddy up there on downtown by himself. And JJ and I at the 17th.
Yeah, I want to make sure I want to accommodate you guys so you can get your golf party.
JJ and I at the 17th on a Friday afternoon. Are you kidding me? That could be really, really bad, actually.
That's my idea of a great day for me. I'm seeing that right now.
It would be great radio, though.
Oh, yeah.
If you like, drunken idiot radio, I guess.
Yeah, this show's getting totally out of hand. I lost the grip on it, Sean. I don't know where I went wrong, but anyway, we got a chance to recoup and regroup. Lots of sports news coming your way. Just keep it right here on 1370 and 96.3, and we'll keep you up to date on maybe even the wetter. You never know.
Derby. We still got we haven't covered the Derby enough today.
We got more Derby stuff. We got more.
We're going to talk golf. We're going to talk Derby, and like you said, 4 game 6s tonight,
and old college sports as well. And I'll tell you about what SEC school is going to have the biggest stadium in 2015. So we'll tell you about that too as well. So keep it right here to the program called The Voice of Ocala on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar just like a ring in a bell.
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies, Gifts, and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leading leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialists. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. Join me every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
It is true that the smartest listeners listen to The Source, WOCA. And it's also true that the luckiest listeners tune into The Source. Or maybe lucky and smart go hand in hand.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Linda is a smart listener and also a lucky listener.
Hello, Linda. This is Larry at WOCA.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
You are the winner of 2 3-day passes to Walt Disney World.
Isn't that funny? I cannot believe that. I can't believe I won, you know? Cool. That is so exciting. Yeah, that's really great. I'm excited.
You never know what prizes will be given away on WOCA The Source, but every smart listener knows that you make your own luck by keeping your dial set on Ocala's first news, talk, and entertainment station, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, WOCA The Source.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Hey, Larry, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Looks like you had something different done, too.
Yes, I did. Thanks for noticing. I went to Lupe at Merle Norman on the Boulevard for a fresh cut, some summer highlights, and a facial.
No kidding. That's who I go to. I didn't know she did all that.
She does coloring, waxing, styling, updos, microderms, and she does it all for prices that won't break the bank.
Sounds like you can take the whole family there.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Hi, this is Lupe. Let me be your personal stylist. To set up your appointment, call me today, 426-1229.
Cookies, 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 cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. That's right. The Great American Cookie Company in the Paddock Mall, Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. You might notice that I said fun and delicious more than once. That's because I can't say it enough. The next time you're at the mall, be sure and stop by or call 352-237-2557 to place your order.
Cookies, cookies,
Yum.
cookies, cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
The Great American Cookie Company.
Hi, I'm Ernie Sprantz. Join me weekday mornings at 10:50 for Report to Consumers. Consumer news you can use from your hometown station. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
WOCA. You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics. ABC News Now, I'm Deirdre Bryant. IRAs and 401ks may have made some money today. The financial markets ventured into record territory. The Dow tried to close over 15,000 after crossing the mark several times, but couldn't hold on. The Dow added 142 to close at 14,974. The markets rallied after a better-than-expected jobs report. 165,000 jobs were added in April. That pushed the unemployment rate down to a 4-year low of 7.5%. More than half of employers are planning to hire new college grads this year, according to a new Career Builder survey. Those with business, technology, engineering, and health-related degrees said to be the most in demand. But employers are also looking for those with strong communication and critical thinking skills. Those who binge drink may be doing more damage to themselves than previously thought. Binge drinking amplifies damage to the liver, according to a new study. Binge drinking defined as 4 or more drinks over 2 hours for women. This is ABC News.
At Advance Auto Parts, the power to choose is your Advance advantage. So right now, you can choose from a 5+ quarts jug, a Valvoline or Pennzoil Conventional Motor Oil Plus, a Drive Works filter for just $19.99. You'll save about $10. The power to choose plus the power to save. Can you feel that power? Oh, yeah! Choose and save. That's your Advance Advantage. Only at Advance Auto Parts. See store for details.
The Sage Salute to your business. Here's to being your own boss, even on the days you don't want to listen. To doing it your way and still taking the highway. To your dreams and your realities growing closer together. Here's to seeing all the money that flows into your business and out as clear as day. Sage, the confidence to manage your cash flow. Visit sagetoday.com.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now, here's Buddy.
Welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. It's time now for the Friday Drive, presented by Prestige Auto. 2 locations to serve you. And the man who is, I'm sure, got some automobiles out there where you can go see, kick the tires, probably make a deal with you, is on the phone. That would be none other than Chris Spears. Hello, Mr. Spears.
Hello, Mr. Martin. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing terrific. And now it's the weekend and time to go relax and maybe go find out what kind of transportation I can get my hands on. You know anybody who's got cars for sale?
Yes, sir. I've got a few. There's a lot of nice folks up and down the road, but we certainly try. I think we've got about 135 today. And guess what I say about my cars, buddy?
You say that they're all due to the fact that Buddy Martin gave you a good tip on them.
No, I buy nice cars, but not to keep.
There you go. I know that. I heard that one a few times. I know that.
We're coming up on a big weekend. Buddy, we were blessed last Saturday to help 7 families get a nicer, newer car, and 2 or 3 of them had been told that they couldn't be helped at this point by some of my neighbors. So, you know, just that's what you're hearing. Don't let some salesman driving a 20-year-old Nova in dirty shoes tell you that you can't get a new car.
I know, and you mean that. And think about it as someone driving down the highway hearing you for the first time will say, well, yeah, that guy's got it all figured out. He's got a scam going there. But I know you, and I know that you really do feel good. First of all, you don't mind making some money. But secondly, you really feel good when you can get a car for somebody that needs a car and figure out how to get them to get finance, which is not easy for a lot of families these days.
Yes, sir. And we certainly don't have it figured out. I'm just another fellow trying to take care of my family and do the best I can for my neighbors. And it's you know, I can't say that we're perfect, but I realize that since used cars are what they are, we don't sell a car that doesn't have a guarantee on it. So, you know, you're not going to buy a $29.95 car, an $89.95 car, or anything and need a transmission in 60 days and look at and not be able to come back here and get some love, because you know, things just happen in life. It's things that are outside of anybody's control. One guy could drive a car for 70,000 miles and not have a minute's trouble, and 400 miles later the air conditioner go out. Well, you know, unless you've got it saved up to handle that air conditioning by yourself, when we sell a car, it comes with a guarantee.
Well, I know, and I know that that you're serious about it, or I wouldn't have sent my own son out there to buy a car, which I did, and he did. And by the way, he's been very happy with it.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the people that you do send out to me. You're very generous in that way. And you know what? We buy cars, we take them on consignment. You know, if some of your listeners don't want to, you know, they want to try to put an extra car in their driveway, or you know, they're being told they're a little upside down and they just want to liquidate a car. You know, we take cars on consignment, so who else can put you in the center of the car row with that volume of shoppers that come out every weekend looking for cars and do it? You know, my neighbors aren't doing it, but I will, because it's if you've got a good car stop out and see me, and I'll show you how that process works. But we help folks all the time liquidate their car and not necessarily have to, wholesale it to people. But we appreciate what you do for the county, buddy. And matter of fact, I'm standing right next to a car. I'm in the service bay getting an oil change on a Chrysler 300 we just got in. I'm excited about putting out front. And just a lot of neat stuff going on. And I look forward to come and see us. If you'll tell them the website, we're open Saturday from 9 to 7.
Prestige for you. That's Prestige, the letter 4, and the number 4 letters. I never learned that, by the way. The number 4 letter U.com. You can log on and find out what he's got out there. He's dead serious. He's got some good stuff. He doesn't want to keep him. Chris, have a great weekend. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Thank you, buddy. I try to be your yes man for a reason.
There you go. You are the yes man. Appreciate it. All right. All right, JJ, take a look at the headlines. We got those basketball
This
tonight.
is the best day for basketball of the season, easily.
Crazy.
This is the first time in over a decade that there has been 4 Game 6s in one night. So tonight there will be the Knicks and the Celtics at 7. Also at 7, Pacers, Hawks. 9:30, Thunder, Rockets. Also at 9:30, Clippers, Grizzlies. Celtics will be looking to close, the Knicks will be looking to close the series, as well the Pacers, Thunder, and the Grizzlies. In the NHL playoffs, Sidney Crosby expected to return for Game 2 against the Islanders. Hockey? Yes. See, that's another thing ESPN doesn't want you to know. There is also hockey going on, as well as the Kentucky Derby, and the best fighter in the world fights tomorrow night. You wouldn't know that. Kobe Bryant in a court battle with none other than his mother.
What?
Yes. Apparently she's trying to sell up to $450,000 worth of his high school rings and memorabilia, and he took her to court. So they are battling for that. More on that soon.
Obviously, it's not a money issue.
No.
He doesn't want his ring sold.
It's a respect thing, I guess. It's his stuff.
Memo to Kobe. It is Mother's Day weekend.
Not yet.
Next weekend.
And LeBron, not very surprisingly, won his 4th MVP award today, 4th in the last 5 years. That makes him, besides Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Wilt Chamberlain, the only other people with 4 MVP awards. So, sort of big names up there, buddy, with him.
I'd say, I think they ought to put him on the trophy.
Yes.
By the time he gets through playing, they'll probably make him the statue that's the trophy.
And in the NBA last night, there will be a Game 7 tomorrow after the Nets defeated the Bulls by 3, and the Warriors beat the Nuggets to play the Spurs in round 2.
There's a great story associated with that. David Lee come back for a minute.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's just a slap in the face to Bulls fans and fans of Derrick Rose across the world.
It's also, and we had Earl the Pearl Monroe on earlier. By the way, Mike and Mike didn't have until today.
Ha
week. And we talked about that great team, and I really wanted to get to the question I never got to, which was the Willis Reed moment. Every New Yorker knows. When he went out for the game with a broke leg and came limping out to play in the second half. And that's the Willis Reed. Mark Jackson is a New Yorker.
Yes.
He remembers that story.
He knew that.
I'm sure that took place in his conversation. And he admitted to a certain degree it was just inspiration. Came in, played 1 minute, drew up a play for him. The crowd went crazy.
Yeah, you're telling me that Derrick Rose can't do that? He doesn't even want to see the court. It's looking worse and worse and worse for him, especially the Bulls are devastated by injuries, too. Dang's in the ER with the flu. Heinrich hasn't been playing. So they need him. Even Nate Robinson was thrown up on the bench last game, and this guy's just sitting on the bench, doesn't want to play yet. They said, maybe if he gets to the next round against
forget
the
about
Heat, but they might not
Yeah.
make it to the next round.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, and this is the year of the injured superstar.
Yes.
Everybody's got them hurt. And I don't know what it is. That's why I think that LeBron is so amazing.
Yes.
You look around the players who've gotten hurt this year and missed time. By the way,
his own team.
Remember, though, LeBron's Tony Gonzalez' size.
Well, that's what's that got to do with it?
He's a tight end playing a non-contact sport
Still
according to the rules.
Tight ends get hurt, too. They get hurt. I mean, just because you're big doesn't mean you don't get hurt.
But it's kind of like people used to say, it's amazing Shaq doesn't get hurt. When you're the size of Shaq, people hit you and get hurt. You don't get hurt.
Shaq had a lot of injury problems at the end of his career.
At the end of his career because he was old. Well, even Blake Griffin now, apparently.
Yes.
He walked off the court at a shoot-around and didn't talk to press. He has a high ankle sprain, and he thought he'd be back in time to play. And a high ankle sprain, as we all know, can take up to 6-8 weeks to get over.
Zach Randolph taking some shots at him, by the way, saying, this is a big boy game. I twisted my ankle in game 1. Look at me. So,
yeah.
Without him, I don't think the Clippers have any chance tonight.
I don't know if they're going to win anyway.
No, they're down 3-2. It's in Memphis. Like I said before the series, I still like the Grizzlies.
You're the only person that liked Memphis. He was. And we'll see how it all comes out, but Charles Barkley said... I love Houston right now, too, by the way.
Yeah, I like Houston to win that series as well.
Did you hear Charles Barkley's comments about the Clippers?
No.
He said, it's a soft team. It's a finesse team. When the toughest player on your team is a 5'10" point guard, you know you got issues.
By the way, he is the toughest guy.
He is the toughest guy,
too, by the way.
Awesome.
Chris Paul's the toughest guy on that team.
No. So, anyway, we got 4 game 6s tonight. Amazing. It'll be a good night for you, JJ.
This is awesome. This is better than the NCAA tournament.
For you, it's going to be a wonderful time. So, all right. Things up in Gainesville are happening. Will Muschamp's bragging on his team a little bit, talking about Jeff Driscoll. Said they never would have won 11 games without him. He's coming out talking about his team, bragging, trying to build their confidence to get over this hangover from the Sugar Bowl, losing to Louisville. And we'll find out what's going on up there. We're going to talk to Michael Duraco from ESPN Gator Nation, and we'll see what he's got for us insight on that and other things Gator-wise. Coming up next right here on the program, so stay tuned to Buddy Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com, The Source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports. From NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. A power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that the important medical research that's being done here right now will impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't know that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. And you can be part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception. We'd like to send an opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Want to quit smoking? Volunteers should be between the ages 18 and 75. Current smokers who smoke 10 or more cigarettes a day and are motivated to quit smoking. Qualified participants receive study-related material care and may be compensated for their time. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will have a guest co-host in the studio. His name is Corey Poole. He made the winning bid at the 12th Annual Cattle Barons Ball for the American Cancer Society. And what did he bid for? A chance to co-host AM Ocala Live.
Open for debate, where both sides of one issue will be debated.
And then Margaret Ayukalano is coming on. She's a former foster child, and she's coming on to tell us how we can help foster children right now with the Duffels for Kids program.
Sergeant Brian Anderson is an Iraq War veteran and a triple amputee. He's written a book called called No Turning Back, one man's inspiring true story of courage, determination, and hope.
And then Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive will be on the air answering your questions about your cars on auto repair with personal care.
Have all of your political questions answered by U.S. Representative Richard Nugent.
And then Dr. Dudley Seth Danoff is coming on. He's going to talk about his book, Penis Power, the ultimate guide to male sexual health. All of that plus Fun with Joe on Mondays, AM Ocala Live, right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
Pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine featuring local businesses and issues and written by local volunteers. Lady Lake Magazine has become a must-read in Marion, Lake, and Sumter counties, audited by Circulation Verification Council and serving the area for 23 years. Plus, Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. All we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 352-804-1223 and pick up your copy of Lady Lake Magazine today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. Time to go out to Jacksonville/Gainesville and speak with Mike DeRocco of ESPN Gator Nation, who joins us now to catch us up on the news in Gainesville. How are you, Mike?
Good, buddy. What's going on?
Just kind of makes sense out of all this posturing by Muschamp. Well, Muschamp's been speaking to a couple of clubs, one of them in Gainesville. And he seems to be putting a very positive spin on things. A lot of praise for Jeff Driscoll. Thinks his team is a ascending program. And I'm sure you either were there covering it or read about it. What's your take on that information?
Well, I mean, I think the one thing I took from more than what he said there, I mean, I kind of expect him to be a lot more positive in reality with fans. But, you know, one of the things that he said in the pre-show interview with us was that, you know, that draft performance showed that this was a young and talented team that they inherited 2 years ago, and that, you know, they've shown, Florida staff has shown now that not only can they recruit well, but they can develop guys well and turn them into NFL players. And what that really says is, you know, it's a recruiting pitch. It's like, hey, you know, look what we've done. We sent 8 guys to the league. You know, we're an ascending program. You know, we've got some young guys coming back that are, you know, may even be better than the guys we lost. So, you know, it's kind of typical what you'd expect them to say to the fans this year. But I think there's some truth to it. I think they are a program that, you know, if they can fix some issues on offense, then they will be a team that can contend with Alabama every year for the SEC title.
Mike, let me ask this question. I'm not trying to diss on Muschamp here, but can you have it both ways? Can you say on one hand the year before that the cupboard's bare, and then have 8 guys get drafted and say, well, this shows you our program's on target? And the answer to that is you got to develop talent, and so apparently the talent was there. And I think maybe that in that statement 2 years ago that might have been a little bit of an overstatement on Muschamp's part.
Well, I think, you know, I went back and looked, and he has been pretty consistent in saying that we've got a young and talented team. I do think that his first year, it's a lot like Meyer's first year. I mean, Meyer had a better record, but, you know, you've got to sell the kids on the program. You've got guys in there that don't fit what you want to do. You've got attitude issues. You've got chemistry issues in your locker room. You've got to really go through the program and weed out a bunch of guys, and it just so happens that, you know, they weren't good enough offensively to really win 8 games, you know, and you know, Meyer's team they were able to get it done despite, you know, lining up Billy Latchko, a fullback, at wide receiver. So I think you know, those two guys were similar. They certainly, neither one of them inherited the situation that Ron Zook did. But, you know, Muschamp made mistakes that first year, absolutely, in terms of how he dealt with some players, in terms of being a first-time head coach and how he behaved on the sideline and stuff like that. And, you know, you kind of expect something like that in the first year. So, you know, there was talent there, but, you know, they had to do a lot of work cleaning up the program. And it's not like the program was in shambles talent-wise. It's just, I think everything that we've read and heard, now in hindsight about Meyer leaving is he lost control of the program in that 2009 season.
Yeah, I don't question that. You're right.
To take his sabbatical, things got worse, and you can't get a program back. You can't do it. I shouldn't say you can't. You probably can, but you can't get it back quickly. But once he lost them, I just think there was no chance of him getting them back anytime soon. And really, the best thing was a coaching change. But again, there's always a tough transition year, when you have a coaching change.
I agree with most of what you said. It's like your house, once you get, or it's like the old saying, if you have a 100-foot yacht in the Caribbean, and someone goes down there and lives on it, it's not your yacht anymore. It's basically his yacht. You're taking it over. And I think what we're talking about here, the irony of it is that everybody said, well, Meyer won the national championship in 2006 with Ron Zook's material. And yet you just said earlier that his team wasn't very good in 2005, So it's the same kind of thing. The only problem I got with it, I never did hear Urban say, well, we didn't have any players, so the cover was bare. I don't like anybody who comes in like my TV guy, and says, gosh, your TV, so I wonder if you can get anything. The last guy who was here just screwed it up really bad. Or the plumber coming in and saying, somebody did your plumbing last time. It really didn't do a very good job. So it's kind of blaming the guy before you. But I think the program is on the right track. I think you're exactly right about you need to make changes. Muschamp was a little bit of a training wheel motion. He had to get that done, and he did bring the program along. And now the question is, can he get it to the next level?
Well, and to be honest with you, I don't have any doubt that defensively, as long as Muschamp's there, this program is going to be very good defensively. It's, can he get it done offensively? And we've spent countless amount of time on the radio shows here just talking about how not good the receivers are, and that's really going to be what it boils down to, buddy. I think if they can find some receivers, and, they need to find their quarterback, and whether that means, Jeff Driscoll's their quarterback this year, it's without a doubt, but, they need to have a quarterback ready to come in and step in when Driscoll's done, and I don't think they have that yet. Maybe it's the Will Grier recruit who hasn't, obviously could sign in February. They're really excited about him. But, you look at Nick Saban, they were able to win national titles even without dynamic quarterbacks, with Greg McElroy, with John Parker Wilson. Those guys weren't dynamic quarterbacks, but they were good defensively, and they had some good receivers. And I think Florida can do the same thing. But now it's funny because you look at Alabama, defense struggled a bit, in the spring, which is kind of expected based on how many guys they keep losing every year. Mm-hmm. There's going to be a stumble every once in a while. But they've got A.J. McCarron, who's a dynamic quarterback and can carry that team. So, I think this is following a similar path, as what Nick Saban did when he started building the Alabama program back up. Maybe not the same kind of results, but the path is similar. And he's just got to figure out, he's just got to hit on some and get some guys developed and find a quarterback that he can really rely on, and if needed, can sling it around 35 times a game. And once they do that, then they'll really be legitimate now.
Mike Rocco, ESPN Gator Nation. Mike, what did you think of the draft, and were you surprised that Floyd fell that far?
Yeah, 8 guys drafted is fantastic for Florida. There isn't a better recruiting tool because that's what the kids really want. They want to get to the league, and when you're Alabama and LSU and you're turning out 8, 9 guys a year being drafted, that's fantastic, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And now Florida, has got a little bit of that going after an abysmal draft last year. As far as Floyd, I don't necessarily put a ton of stock in those mock drafts that people put out there because you just never know what teams are really thinking. No one gets, Tom McShay and Mel Kiper, they don't see a team's really draft board. They don't see their player evaluations. And you know what? Just saying a guy because Oakland needs a defensive tackle and you think Floyd's the best guy in the draft, I never really put a whole bunch of stock into how high those guys are going to go. I was a little surprised he went further down and that Sheldon Richardson and Star Lutelli, or however you pronounce his name, from Utah, was taken before Floyd. But sometimes it just matters, a team might not, what they want to do defensively might not fit Sharif Floyd. But, I kind of figured him in the 10 to 15 range anyway. So, he dropped a little bit more than I thought. But I don't understand the character concerns issue because there was, nothing I can find about any problems with his character. So, I just think it's just one of those things. It happened to Aaron Rodgers, happened to Brady Quinn. There's always a guy every draft, it seems, that just kind of slides a little further than everybody thinks he should. Doesn't necessarily mean he should have. It just means maybe, the hype on the draft predictions are a little bit off.
So did Geno Smith on it that way, that's for sure. Final question, of all the players drafted, the ones dropped down, who do you think the sleeper might have been? The bunch of Dolphins, a lot of Gators going to play for the Dolphins. Is there anybody in particular do you think is a sleeper in the whole bunch?
Yeah, I think Mike Gillislee, it's hard to say he's a sleeper because he rushed for almost 1,200 yards last year, but I think Mike Gillislee has a chance to really be a factor at the running back spot there because, the Dolphins don't have Reggie Bush anymore. They've got Lamar Thomas, who's, okay, but other than that, they've got very young backs in that backfield. So he's got a chance, really, I think, to be a guy who can get some significant carries and some significant action as a pass receiver out of the backfield. I'm not saying he can do the same things that Reggie Bush can do, but he's got good hands and he is, elusive enough. I think he can be a guy that might have a lot more production as a rookie than a lot of people think. Yeah, and I think probably the sleeper it was not drafted. I think Lorente McCray may be a surprise to some people. I think he's got some scoots. He's a kind of a hybrid player. He can get the pass rush. I think that from the edge, and so I think he's a guy who never saw the full on Lorente McCray because he's always hurt. So I think he might be somebody to watch. And I think Jordan Reed's going to be the guy you're saying, wow, look at that guy in the Redskin offense. He might, he can catch the ball, he can run. He's a sleeper in my opinion. He can play if he doesn't get hurt. That's my opinion. Michael, thank you for your expertise. We can read you on ESPN Gator Nation, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for having me, buddy. We'll see you.
Michael Duraco, always available and always good about coming on and sharing his thoughts. We'll take a break, and Josh LaSalva in the house. He's got some topics about high school sports he wants to share with us right here on the program on a Friday at Gateway Bank. So we'll take a break, return after this timeout on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444. Are you looking for a trustworthy auto care company that won't sell you something you don't need? Look no further than Affordable Auto Air and Care. Affordable Auto Air and Care has serviced Ocala for a decade and is family owned and operated. They offer quality parts at affordable prices, and they even include a 1-year or 12,000-mile warranty on their parts and labor. Their certified technicians work on any type of vehicle, even RVs. They specialize in auto AC, but they also offer oil changes, brake service, filters, tune-ups, shocks, axles, complete auto repair. Affordable Auto Air and Care is located at 1841 Northwest 4th Avenue on the corner of Old Jacksonville Road and 441. Call 352-401-0011 to book an appointment. That's 352-401-0011. Affordable Auto Air and Care. Complete auto repair. Take it from me, Tom Schmitz. I'm a customer.
Black cow. Mature manure, black cow.
With all the hard work you put into your lawn and garden, it just makes good sense to use the best products you can buy, like Black Cow composted cow manure. Use it with new landscape plants and trees, flower beds, and vegetable gardens, or use it as a top dressing for your lawn. Black Cow is organic, all natural. Look for the bright yellow and black bag.
Black cow, the mature manure, black cow.
If you're looking for work, then you don't want to miss Workforce Connections Job Fair on Wednesday, May 8th from 8:30 a.m. to noon at the College of Central Florida's Klein Center in Ocala. Find out about career opportunities and learn about Workforce Connection services. There is no charge to attend, but registration is required. You can get all the details at workforceconnectionfl.com or by calling us toll-free at 1-800-434-JOBS. Workforce Connection, your employment solution, starts here.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Call me crazy. Some people say insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result. I think insanity is 1,000 single-sided full-color business cards for $15 or packing service for 50% off. Call me crazy. Regency Printing on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street. 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Look for the yellow signs.
The weather is brought to you by MyFWC.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it. Florida and clouds will mix with sun today. We'll see some showers and thunderstorms around. The high of 73 to 80 degrees. Partly cloudy tonight. Still some showers and a rumble of thunder. The low 64 to 67. Stays a bit unsettled tomorrow. Rather cloudy with some showers and thunderstorms. A high of 79 to 82. A lingering morning showers Sunday. Then breezy with clouds and sun. A dry afternoon with a high of 78 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dan DePodwin.
On the road again, there I am, up on the stage.
We're back on Buddy's Sports Page, live from Gateway Bank for Community Gazette Day. Now we're going to be joined by Josh LaSalva for his weekly high school segment. Josh, what do you got for us this week?
Thanks, Tom. Well, let me just bring up my weekly 3 points. Number 1, walk-off magic. Number 2, mud ball. Number 3, May 1st was the big day for some of us here. Now, we were supposed to have some very intriguing matchups regarding our baseball teams here in Marion County. However, as you can tell, all this week, it was raining all throughout. However, we got in 2 important games on Wednesday before the rain kicked in. And one of these teams was Trinity Catholic. Trinity Catholic hosted Fort White High School on Wednesday night. It was cold, rainy, and miserable. Everything that you don't want a baseball game to be in, well, they played in it. So in high school baseball, instead of playing 9 innings, they played the usual 7. And at the end of 7 innings in the TC game, Trinity Catholic was tied up 1-1 with Fort White High School, and it took 13 innings to decide the winner. Almost 2 full high school games to decide the winner of 1 regional playoff game. The pitcher for Trinity Catholic, Sam Atwell, stepped up at the plate in the bottom of the 13th inning. And Sam Atwell has yet to record a hit all year. And on an 0-1 pitch, bam, Sam Atwell, walk-off, solo home run over the left field wall, giving Trinity Catholic another win. A first hit, hits a home run, walk-off. This sends Trinity Catholic into the second round of the regional playoffs, and they host Williston next Tuesday night. And during the regular season, Trinity Catholic beat the Williston Red Devils both times, so we'll see what happens. And, Tom, guess who scored the other run in the TC game? The game ended 2-1. Dash, my man, Winningham, stepped up to the plate in the bottom of the first inning, hit a clutch RBI single. I love Dash. Man crush. It's legit. So, story number 2, mud ball. You're probably thinking, what the heck am I talking about? Well, as Buddy did predict, does have to do with the rain, but not necessarily all the rainouts. Lake Weir played on Wednesday night, and Lake Weir hosted Citrus High School in the quarterfinals. The rain was solid all night, making the infield something you probably wouldn't want to play in at all. And Lake Weir was brewing with confidence after upsetting a very, very good team in Gainesville High School last week, but Lake Weir looked very, very bad on Wednesday night. Lake Weir lost to visiting Citrus High School, but honestly, Lake Weir beat themselves. Lake Weir committed 8 errors. 8 errors. Lake Weir lost 5-8, and listen to this, all 8 runs that they let up, they were all unearned runs. Lake Weir out-hit Citrus High School, but Lake Weir couldn't play defense to save their lives, and that ended Lake Weir's year. Now, St. John, Forest, and North Marion were scheduled to play on Thursday night. That got rained out. They pushed it to Friday night, got rained out again, and now they're rescheduled. St. John will play noon Saturday, hopefully before the rain sets in. Forest will host Fletcher High School at 6 o'clock next Monday, and North Marion will play on Sunday. You don't see a lot of Sunday games in high school baseball. North Marion will be hosting Green Cove Springs Clay at 3 o'clock, and this brings us to story number 3.
And by the way, it's Clay County's Green Cove Springs High School. It's not Green Cove Springs Clay High School.
I'm reporting from the Star Banner.
Well, Star Banner got it wrong.
Sorry, guys. Well, hey, it is what it is sometimes. Story number 3, May 1st. You know what May 1st was? No, you don't.
May 1st was May Day.
It was May Day, but it was also the first day for spring football practice.
It was at Vanguard High School and Forest.
It was all for every Marion County
Every
team.
Marion County.
Usually what North Marion does is on the day right before May 1st, they have a midnight practice. So go right in. So it's always pretty cool, playing under the lights. So May 1st was the big day, and spring football is here. And if you're looking forward to the fall, here's some stories for you to look into. Number 1, how will Forest do in their new district? They got a new head coach, a new atmosphere around the team. And remember, Forest is dropping in a district that Vanguard is in. So not only will the Forest Vanguard be for bragging rights, but it's also for district rivalry as well. And number 2, Westport. Now that's going to be a storyline. You're probably thinking to yourself, yeah, Westport's not really been good at all recently. Well, last year they weren't that bad. And I'm predicting that come fall, they're going to have a very competitive team, and we may or may not see them in the playoffs. I think they'll turn some heads. I think they'll surprise people. And so will North Marion. I think they're going to make another playoff run as well. Can't wait to see what they have to offer. Jake Roddenberry transferred schools from Forest to North Marion, so we'll see what happens. That's all the sports that I have regarding the high school athletics here in Marion County this week. Thanks for another opportunity, guys.
All right, Josh Osama, thank you very much.
Maybe we can get Josh to possibly contact some of the coaches and get them on talking about spring ball.
We'll do that,
I'm
sure, soon. Media Day coming up, too, I think. So
yeah, Media Day, we'll announce that soon.
By the way, a couple other things. One thing on the Derby I want to add, you wanted to add about the local connections, and we'll check out Mr. Golf here, too, before we take a break. So what's the Derby stats you got?
There are either horses that were broke here, trained here,
owned here.
14 of the 19 horses in this Kentucky Derby have spent time in Ocala, either training or their owners are here. So there's a pretty good chance Ocala will get a share of some of the winner's circle when they run for the Roses this Saturday.
Yeah, and of course the most important stat is the Ocala bred horse. We don't have one of those this year. It's very rare. Usually about every year we have a horse that's born, Florida bred horse, somewhere in there. So, all right, we got. I think I read someplace that Phil Mickelson was back in the lead briefly.
He's in the lead. He's not. It's not briefly.
Okay, where is it?
He's 9 under through 17.
Quail Hollow or the Wells Fargo, right?
The Wells Fargo up in Quail Hollow. He's 9 under through 17 holes. He's 5 under for the day. 2 shots clear of Scott Gardner, Nick Watney, Robert Garrigus, and Derek Ernest, who are all at 7 under. Rory McIlroy, Lee Westwood, Rob Pampling, and Lucas Glover at 6 under. I got Ted Potter Jr. tied for 21st right now at 3 under, 6 shots off the lead, tied for 21st. And if for Gator fans out there, the only Gator that's showing up right now on the board, Camilla Villegas, misses the cut.
Well, there you go. And Talladega this weekend?
Talladega is this weekend.
Crash City.
It's just like Daytona. The only 2 reasons to watch Talladega is for the big wreck and the last 10 laps. And because that's usually the same thing will happen. The last 10 laps are fun, and that's where the big wreck's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a break, come back. We'll finish up. If we got Joe Williams in the house from Mile High Sports, I'm sure he's got a couple of thoughts for us you'll be amused about right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price to fixed rate allowance.
So, whoosh! That's the sound of my broom working overtime, because this month I'm sweeping the streets of Ocala to rid the city of old clunkers so you can drive a nicer, newer car today.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. Right now, I'll give you a lot more over your appraised value for your old car. Even if you're still making payments, even the worst clunkers qualify, and nice cars too. So trade up to a clean car today.
Plus, my sweeping is keeping the bankers from sleeping, because my For the People credit approval process gives my banks and lenders more opportunity to help good people like you.
So wave goodbye to that old car you're stuck in and say hello to a bright and shiny, nicer, newer car today. Get a lot more over appraised value for your old car.
Even if you're still making payments, trade up to clean up today.
Hurry, once I get rid of 57 cars, this auto makeover is over. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me at Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala or Bellevue.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige!
Accident, injured, hurting. Pain affects so many of us and keeps us from enjoying our daily routine. This is Dr. Riyad Fakuri, board-certified chiropractic orthopedist at the Fakuri Medical and Chiropractic Center. Let me visit with you to answer your questions. Let us help you help yourself on the Head to Toe Care Show every Wednesday, 11 a.m. on WOCA. Again, that's Dr. Riyad Fakuri, here to help you on the Head to Toe Care Show every Wednesday, 11 a.m. on WOCA, The Source.
It is true that the smartest listeners listen to The Source, WOCA. And it's also true that the luckiest listeners tune into The Source. Or maybe lucky and smart go hand in hand.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Linda is a smart listener and also a lucky listener.
Hello, Linda. This is Larry at WOCA.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
You are the winner of 2 3-day passes to Walt Disney World.
Isn't that funny? I cannot believe that. I can't believe I won, you know? Cool. That is so exciting. Yeah, that's really great. I'm excited.
You never know what prizes will be given away on WOCA The Source, but every smart listener knows that you make your own luck by keeping your dial set on Ocala's first news talk and entertainment station, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, WOCA The Source.
I make my own luck. So do I.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA The Source.
All right, welcome back to Buddy Sports Page. Coming up, Joe Williams just a moment. By the way, Jordan Parks, congratulations, another member of the national championship team from College of Central Florida, has signed a scholarship with North Carolina Central, so he'll be playing for them next year. Time now to go out to the Mile High City, where I don't know, it's been snowing. He may be snowed in. I don't know. I'm sure there's probably been a snowball or two thrown out there, and maybe a snowman made. But now from Denver, Colorado, the frigid place right now for Joe Williams to be, the Hitman from Mile High Sports. Hi, Joe.
Hi, boys. It's about 65 degrees today.
Cool.
Day before yesterday, you know, it was about about 1.5 feet deep, and the wind was blowing.
Wow.
Wind chill about 14 degrees. But that's Colorado for you.
That's Colorado. Now, May's a little late, isn't it? I mean, that's, we do get a dusting every now and then. That's a little more than usual for May, isn't
Well, let's put it this way. I know why old people move to Arizona.
it? And Florida.
That's right.
Are you getting excited about the NBA at all yet? We had a few stories this week, the Knicks dressing in black and all that stuff. And now so it's the year of the injured superstar, and we had David Lee coming off the bench for 1 minute last night, Mark Jackson trying to get Willis Reed inspiration. And now tonight, for only the second time in history, 4 Game 6s, Joe, in one. You going to be watching tonight?
No, I'm not really, probably not going to till the next round.
Okay.
I think Memphis is going to end up maybe emerging out of the West, maybe San Antonio. Nobody's going to beat Miami, of course, and so I'm not very interested right now. I'll wait till the next round.
So you haven't watched much NBA stuff. I know the Nuggets.
Well, I watched all the Nuggets, but that didn't end up being anything.
I heard a guy say today, Joe, excuse me for interrupting you, that George Karl, since Denver's been in one and done 9 of the 10 last years, and that George Karl might be in trouble. I can't imagine he'd be in trouble with that team he had this year.
Yeah, just the disgruntled fans. The NBA, as we all know, is a players' league. Coaching has very little to do with anything. If your best players buy into, the fundamentals of basketball, which many of them do not on the NBA level, that's why Carmelo Anthony is where he's at, and a few of those knuckleheads. If you're good coaches, Spoelstra could not possibly be a better coach than George Karl, but he has LeBron James, and LeBron James buys in. So does Dwayne Wade. So if you've got players who buy in, then, of course, it makes the coaches look good. If you don't, then it doesn't really make any difference who the coach is. So George Karl is not in trouble here in Denver. I tried to explain that to people this afternoon on the show, that they're not going to fire him. He does a fine job. He's got players who don't execute the fundamentals. They hit 13 out of 21 free throws. That's about 62% by my math, and that is just absurd for professional basketball. You got high school teams that can shoot 60% from the line. So, those are the little things that cost Denver, and I don't think it has anything to do with coaching. I think Karl, you could trade coaches. Mark Jackson could coach here, and George Karl could go there, and they'd win because they got Steph Curry. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of Mark Jackson, he's being called a lot of names right now. I'm sure people in Denver got a few for him too. But his ability to milk the talent out of that, or get these guys to play, especially Bogut last night, a guy who's been a bust. But then even David Lee, bringing him off the bench with a little Willis Reed magic that he got him on 1 minute for one play. What do you think of those theatrics?
I don't blame him for doing it. I don't think it makes Steph Curry a better shooter. Curry didn't do too well in the first half, but then he comes out. You can't keep a good shooter down, and he comes out in the second half and starts burning up. And of course, that third quarter, he was the difference. But it got all the fans excited, gave them a reason, to get up off their fannies and yell and make a lot of noise. And what does it hurt to bring David Lee in? It doesn't hurt anything, and it's kind of a feel-good story for everybody. And you got the hometown crowd. Why not give them a little something to yell about? I don't see nothing wrong with it.
I kind of liked it, and I think it just shows you that certainly Mark Jackson, a New Yorker, knows his Knick history. Incidentally, a little tip for you. If you can get Earl the Pearl Monroe on your show, and you probably can, he's got a book out. He's a terrific guest. We had him on a couple of days ago. He was really good. So you remember him well, of course. And
I do, and we've had Black Jesus on with us. He was an unbelievable player, and he's, like you said, a great interview. Yeah. And we always look forward to talking to him. He's a lot of fun.
Let me switch gears on you a second. Number one, I want to talk about Barry Fay. Then I want to try to get enough time to get into your comments about what's happening out there at Kyle Field, which I know is going to annoy you. But Barry Fay is a guy we all knew very well, really nationally known as one of the great rock promoters of all time. Probably one of the top 3 of all time. He brought in the Who and all that sort of stuff. When I got to Denver, he was already a legend. Friend of yours, good friend of yours, a little bit of a friend of mine. He passed away, sadly, a couple of days ago. And I read online that he wanted to be buried at Morrison, because that's where Red Rocks, the famous Red Rocks amphitheater, was out there. And,
yeah, that's right.
And the city of Morrison says only a resident of Morrison can be buried there. What's going on there, Joe?
Well, I wish I could get to the bottom of it, but I heard the same thing that you did, and they led off the news with it last night that Barry had requested to be buried near Red Rocks, and apparently the city fathers at Morrison, they don't see it the same way, and I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't know if they'll ever get him buried there, but right now that's what they're saying. They're saying no, and it's a shame. But yeah, you knew Barry. Barry was he was one hell of a promoter. He's a great. This guy could sell. He could sell measles to hospitals. He's a ticket seller, and he was something else.
He was,
and lived a very colorful life.
Big sports fan.
He had his ups and downs, but he was. If you ever get, anybody back there, you want to read a book about the life of a rock and roll promoter, he's got a book called Backstage Pass, and he came out with it last year, and it's really gives some insight into that end of the business.
He told me some incredible stories, as he has others, about what goes on stage when some of these bands like ZZ Top, they have these glass windows, they can look down during the concert and what they can see, and this is part of their contract. It's amazing stuff that these things that these rock stars get built into what their contracts are. Anyway, Barry, a big sports fan. R.I.P. to our friend Barry. And finally, I know you're a Texas Longhorn fan, Joe, although you won't truly admit it. You got to be really annoyed since Texas A&M has broken off and going to the SEC. And now not only do they have the Heisman Trophy winner, they've got going to have the biggest stadium in the country, or at least in the SEC, not the country. 102,500, the largest in the SEC and the third largest in college football. How do you like them apples?
Well, I haven't been down there since 1963, and when I was down there, that campus looked like a penitentiary. So, they need all the help they can get, and more power to them. And when do they play Florida again? Because
next year.
I'm looking forward to the next time Texas A&M takes defeat. Oh, that's right. They play Alabama in September. I'm pointing for that one.
Yep, they play in the swamp. So I know you're annoyed about that.